Good evening, everyone, and welcome into Tomahawk Valley here on the campus of Madison Central High School. We are back. High school football is back, and we welcome you into WBON TV with our coverage presented by Bishop Small Engine Repair. I am Michael Watkins, back with you for another season, and joining me this year, so excited to welcome into the booth a very well-known football name in this county, John Clark, former Madison Southern head football coach. Coach, welcome into the broadcast, man.
Thanks, man. I'm excited to do this. This is a different perspective, isn't it?
It is. Well, it is. And listen, I've been on the call for several of your football games throughout your career. I know what you were able to do during your time as the head coach at Madison Southern, and we're excited to have you up here with us for this season. And excited to get high school football, man. At this time of year, man, it is so much fun. You know, school's just started back, and we're getting into the cooling off stages of the weather. We're not there yet, obviously, but we will be eventually. And high school football, it's the start of my favorite sport. I love basketball, I love baseball, but football, it signifies the start of something, I feel like.
Yeah, when I stepped outside this morning, it was cool, crisp. This morning, there's a little bit of that fog, and you can smell and feel football season different than any other sport, I feel like. So it was definitely exciting. And, I had a principal that used to always say how we start off the year as a school can really be dictated by the success of the football team.
Okay.
And I really believe that. So definitely excited to be a part of kicking off the season.
We are here again presented by Bishop's Small Engine Repair with a variety of outdoor power equipment at Bishop's is second to none. In all of Richmond, there isn't a friendlier or more knowledgeable staff than the folks over at Bishop's, and they are happy to help you find either the perfect outdoor power equipment, service, or the parts that you've been looking for. You can check out their brochures, including Bearcat, Cub Cadet, Echo, Grasshopper, Makita, and Shindawa, to see what they have available. If you need help in making your selection, you can call or stop in. They are located right around the corner here from where we are at Madison Central on North Estill Avenue here in Richmond. It's high school football back. You can see Coach Blair there entering his third season as the head coach of the Indians, talking to the officials. And, obviously you've been in this spot plenty of times during your career as a head coach. Going into game one, what are those feelings like? Obviously I feel like there's got to be some nerves at some point, but it's an exciting time to get back out there and to see what your team, how they put all the things that you've taught them together in the offseason.
Yeah, and there's so many unknowns going into the first game. Like, you don't have a ton of scouting on your opponent. So you're kind of winging it on what you're going to get, and it's almost guesswork because in scrimmages people don't tend to show their hand much.
Yeah.
The other thing is conditioning. Most of these kids have not played a full four-quarter game yet. It's hot on the field tonight, sun's out. You never really know how's our team going to handle 4 quarters of physical football. And then the last piece is who's going to show up when the lights come on. And you really don't know unless you have a bunch of returning veterans.
We are here for the Chenault Vineyards pregame show. Chenault Vineyards has become the premier event venue in Madison County. You can check out their jam-packed lineup of things going on all year long at Chenault Vineyards. Tonight, Neil McCoy, country legend, is out there performing. They've got Exile coming up here very soon in the coming months. Easton Corbin will be performing live at Chenault Vineyards. So all kinds of great things going on at Chenault Vineyards. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with that full list of everything going on at Chenault Vineyards. Again, here on the pregame show, glad to be with you. Lots to get into as high school football is back. The season is here. It's Connor and Madison Central here. Madison Southern, the Eagles on the road at Lincoln County. They are game 2 of a doubleheader over there, and we are looking forward to the call between Jamie Boggs and John Bailey on the call for that game. You can listen to that one live on 106.7 The Pinnacle. Eagles on the road tonight. They'll open up their home portion of the schedule next Friday against Henry Clay. Full staff here with us tonight. Appreciate Hugh Davis taking the time out of his busy schedule to join us with stats this evening. Our producer is Gage Hill. We've got Chris, Jacob Beck, Garrett, Aiden, Copeland, Gage. The whole crew is here to bring you an exciting night of high school football. We'll have scores from other games around the area as well, and just a fun time to be here with you to kick off high school football season. Coach, as Connor out there still warming up, Central's gone to the locker room. We'll have the national anthem here in just a few moments. But as we look at the season, what do you think as far as the football part and just looking at what football means to the county? What do you think is going through the heads of fans and everybody else right now? Because, as parents, you've been there on that side of it as well. It's a nerve-wracking time to be just whoever's involved with this football sport.
Well, football's unique to all sports in the sense you prepare all season, every day for a year, and you're going to get guaranteed 10 games if you're lucky, barring injury. And everybody comes into their first opener thinking, this is our year, we're the team to beat. But that's not true for 80% of the teams out there. So you really find out a lot about yourself in the first game as far as what's our ceiling, where can we go, and there's that nerve in going to the first game. Are we going to come off the field disappointed? Are we going to come off the field excited? And I think the fans feel the same way. Right
now, it's time to take a look at our game time temperature, brought to you by Madison HVAC. Madison HVAC is sponsoring, again, our game time temperature. We check in 84 degrees out there. So a warm, crisp night here in Richmond, and really good football weather, I feel like.
It is. Sun dropping behind those clouds helps the big boys out there, too, because it's always about 10 degrees hotter on a turf field. It's warmer on the field. You've got that black rubber in there that just soaks in the heat, so it's going to be a lot warmer down there. Heat can be a factor as games go on, and humidity, especially early in the season. We get into August games, that was always a factor for your team.
Again, that's your game time temperature, 83 degrees as we get ready to kick off between Madison Central and Connor. Don't let yourself down by failing to have your HVAC system inspected before we head into the colder months. That'll eventually make its way into the area. Visit MadisonHVACR.com and let their experts keep your system heating and cooling all year long. Again, that's Madison HVAC, your local experts for heating and cooling. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're live on the Chenault Vineyards pregame show. It's Madison Central and Connor. We are about 20 and a half minutes away from kickoff here on WBON TV and WEKY.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Co-Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
You know what they say. Every great season starts with a strong lineup. Neat agility, the Trailblazer cuts through traffic like a wide receiver in the red zone. Power, the Silverado handles work and tailgates like a linebacker on a mission. And if you're ready to go electric, the Equinox EV has the range to go all the way. No matter your game plan, Jack Burford Chevrolet has the vehicle that suits your drive. Stop in, suit up, and let's kick off your next adventure.
Since opening in 1972, Citizens Guarantee Bank has been there to help our customers enhance their lives and achieve their dreams. With 7 locations across Central and Eastern Kentucky today, we are celebrating 50 years of being there for the communities we call home. Citizens Guarantee Bank is now CG Bank. New name, same commitment to being there for our neighbors. CG Bank, we've been there for that. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
You've heard the name Chenault Vineyards, but what do you know about it? Chenault Vineyards is a place for the community to enjoy. Central Kentucky's premier event and wedding destination with 5 event venues, full-service catering, over 13 varieties of wine, live music entertainment, seasonal food options, weekly themed Wednesday night out and girls night out, trivia, murder mystery date nights, and free yoga on the point with beautiful views. Everyone can find something to do at Chenault Vineyards. Want to know more? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram or plan your night out at ChenaultVineyards.com.
We all have dreams. For some, it might be playing professional baseball like Keenan Wiley, former Madison Central baseball player, did. For others, maybe it's just dreaming of your forever home. Well, after a career of playing the game that he loved, now Keenan has another dream, helping you find that dream home. Check out the new development at Crutcher Pike Estates here in Richmond. Like Keenan Wiley Real Estate on Facebook, and let Keenan help guide you through the process of finding your dream home in Central Kentucky.
Hey! Oh my gosh, your husband is so hot. I know.
No, like really hot.
I know.
We've got to call Joseph's Heating and Air.
Is your AC unit not cooling? Call Joseph's Heating and Air. Your experts in fast, reliable AC maintenance and repair. They'll keep you cool when it matters most. Proudly serving Richmond, Lexington, and surrounding areas. Don't sweat it. Call Joseph's Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Gwen from Gwen's Fine Jewelers, and we would love to invite you into our family-owned business.
Select from our beautiful Valina designs, Carissa designs, or we can custom design your dream ring. Gwen's Fine Jewelers is your exclusive Kendra Scott boutique in Richmond. Special financing options available, on-site jewelry repair, and layaway. Find your dream ring at Gwen's. Gwen's Fine Jewelers, where dreams come true.
To some, it's just a boat. But to Jim, it's his escape from meetings, traffic, and the grind of daily life. He may not catch any keepers, but he wouldn't trade his day on the lake for anything in the world. That's why his boat is insured by Kentucky Farm Bureau. But it's not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. It's Jim's Recharge the Battery Farm Bureau.
My Farm Bureau.
David Mayo, John Rader, and Chris Hornsby with Kentucky Farm Bureau.
Welcome back into the Chenault Vineyards pregame show. Michael Watkins here with you. John Clark along with us. And, Coach, as we get ready for Season 3 under Coach William Blair, obviously a lot of familiarity with you and him, with him being your defensive coordinator for a couple of seasons, both you at Madison Southern. But when talking to Coach a few weeks ago about the season, about the team, he was most excited because, first year they ran more of a spread offensive attack. Last year they switched it to more of a wishbone wing T type formation. And this season the majority of his staff is back. And that means, second year as the starting quarterback for Carson Herbst, more familiarity with him. And he's able to kind of keep the same thing that he was able to do last year. And this year there was no changing of, the offensive coordinator. The signals, the calls can all remain the same. And, as a head coach, you obviously know what it's like to keep that staff and the cohesiveness that's there. What does that mean to the team and for the coach as well?
Yeah, and it matters more on the offensive side of the ball than it does anywhere because the consistency. So timing is everything in an offensive system, and it doesn't matter if you're, 3 yards in a cloud of dust or spreading everybody over the field. The timing of your offensive techniques are the linemen steps in unison? What's the timing of the backfield, the steps of the quarterback with the wide receivers? The second season of the same system is vital for their progress. And they've got a lot of seniors up front this year, and that makes a really big difference. So it's definitely a major plus for them to have that consistency again on the offensive side of the ball. And the quarterback position, the familiarity in the whole offseason, working the same system again. He's not going to feel like this is his first game today in the system. It makes a huge difference for the quarterbacks how comfortable he is.
Well, and talking to Carson, too, this is the quarterback entering his second year. He said last year the one thing that he's kind of able to carry over is he would get extremely frustrated if he missed a pass or he made a bad play. And maybe he wouldn't let it spill over onto the field, but emotionally, that's one thing that he said he's learned the most is to keep his emotions in check because it can affect his teammates as well.
Yeah, and we all know this. I mean, as adults in life, it's no different in anything we do is the more prepared you are for something, the easier it is to stay emotionally calm.
Yeah.
Because you've been there, done that. Hey, this isn't going to be the end of the game. There's a lot of time to play. And then you also know when you're familiar with your system, what plays can hit, where you can strike, where you're comfortable. They can call plays to settle him in emotionally at the beginning. And that can make a big difference for him, too. Now that they know what he is and what he does well, they can set up their play call early in the game to help keep him in that level emotional state as well and build his confidence as the game goes on.
As we work through the Chenault Vineyards pregame show, it's now time to take a look at our Keenan Wiley Real Estate keys to the game. If you're looking for your new home in Richmond or here in Central Kentucky, Keenan Wiley Real Estate may have the answer. Right now, they have some beautiful listings at Crutcher Pike Estates just off of Barnes Mill Road here in Richmond. You can like Keenan Wiley Realtor on Facebook for more information. And our keys to the game tonight for Madison Central, I think a lot of it is just do what you are really known to do. Last year, they became more of a running football team, and I think that is going to be the key for them tonight. And that could be getting 3 or 4 guys involved. Keep the ball in your possession. The Connor offense with a very experienced head coach who's won 8 state championships now on their sidelines. They are a program that this year might be the best time to get a hold of them, because as Coach Nash kind of gets his program where he wants it, they could be a force to be reckoned with down the line. But I think for Central, the keys tonight is take care of the football, which I think that's the key every game, no matter what team you are. But just make sure that your offensive line is prepared, do what they do, and just be ready to take advantage. If there's a big play to be made downfield, set up your play action and use that running game like they were able to do last season.
Absolutely. When you're talking whether wing T, wishbone type system, it's all about ball control.
Yep.
It has a lot to do with time of possession, ball control, and moving the sticks. So, and as that happens, I mean, I watched a couple of their games last year as the season went on. Safeties start to get in the box. You start to load the box, and then you can take those big hitters, and you've got a big wide receiver out there you can chuck it up to.
Now is a good time to also take a look at our Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Star Watch. Jerry Goebel, our Star Watch sponsor, and the arrival of August brings an opportunity to strengthen your safety net and prepare for the unexpected. At Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance, their wide range of services includes car insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance, life, business, and financial services as well. They have a special focus on assisting individuals who are relocating to the community of Madison County. You can visit JerryGoebelInsurance.com to learn more. And tonight, the Star Watch, to me, I really think the player that I'm most excited to watch, there's a lot of them from Madison Central, but defensively, McElwee, Moose. Derek McElwee is the guy to watch out for, the linebacker. He is an absolute force defensively, can make a lot of plays, is a hard hitter, and he's just the kind of kid that's exciting to watch, whether he might get some carries offensively or making a big play defensively. He is the star to watch out for tonight for Madison Central.
Yeah, and you need a guy like that on your defense, right? And, I mean, Blair's a defensive-minded guy. You've got a defensive-minded head coach, and I've never been a part of a successful team that didn't have that piece on the defensive side of the ball, really the cog that runs the whole system, and they're looking for him to be that guy.
Yeah, and last year, a big season for McElwee as a junior, 76 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, had 5 sacks, and look for him to kind of replicate those numbers in his senior season. It's the Indians and Connor in our very first high school football game of the season. Folks, if you are tuning us in, we truly appreciate you joining us here on a Friday night. We know there are tons of great high school football games across the state, but you are choosing to join us here, and we are so excited to have you, whether you're watching on WBON TV or on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, Roku, wherever you are watching from. Thank you for tuning us in here on WBON TV. We'll step aside for another 3-minute commercial break, and when we come back, we'll dive deeper into the matchup between Connor and Madison Central on WBON TV.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Wings or strips?
Wings.
No, strips. Guess I gotta flip a coin.
Famous last words.
Wings and strips.
You just can't lose with the split decision meal, only at Lee's. Famous for a reason.
Your Lee's Famous Recipe locations are proud supporters of our local Madison County High School sports teams. Have dinner tonight before the game at Lee's Berea, just off I-75 at exit 76, or swing by Lee's Richmond, 1000 Center Drive. Since 1974, Linville Insurance has proudly served our community with values that stand the test of time: family, integrity, and service. We lead with kindness, do what's right, help others, and stay informed so you can trust us with what matters most. As a proud Shepherd Insurance partner, we offer the strength of a large agency with the heart of a local one. From business to home, auto, farm, life, and employee benefits, we are your one-stop insurance advisor. Join the Linville Insurance family and experience the difference.
At Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, we make it our priority to deliver the gentle, compassionate care that you deserve from a dentist. Offering single-visit restoration on crowns, bridges, inlays, onlays, and veneers with CERAC. Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry is equipped to handle all your dental needs, from surgical implant placement and restoration, teeth whitening, root canal therapy, and more. And we now have the Cone Beam 3D technology for taking scans of the jaw. For your next dental appointment, call Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at 859-985-0201.
Whitaker Bank in Madison County is your local bank for convenience. With more branches than literally any other bank in Madison County, why go anywhere else? Whitaker Bank is known for their friendly customer service and easy access drive-thrus. Whitaker Bank, your home for local, friendly, family banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Orthopedic and Sport Physical Therapy will help guide you on your road to recovery.
It is our mindset, a spirit driven to excellence, to help people heal faster and better.
If you have pain or an injury, or you need experts in sports medicine, Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy is your best choice in rehabilitation, and you have direct access.
In most cases, you do not need a referral to any of our 7 locations serving the region.
Just give OSPTKY a call. Visit our website at osptky.com to find the location nearest you.
Welcome back in, folks, to WBON TV. Madison Central making their way out onto the field in the blue uniforms, the white pants. They are fired up. High school football is here, and we are fired up as well. So glad to have you along here with us on the Chenault Vineyards pregame show. Chenault Vineyards is now the premier event venue in Madison County. You can check out their jam-packed lineup of things happening all year long. Tonight, Neil McCoy taking the big stage over at the Vineyards. They've got Exile coming up here next month, and then Easton Corbin in October will take the stage. So much fun going on all year long at Chenault Vineyards. Michael Watkins along with John Clark, former head coach at Madison Southern. Coach, what do you miss most about being down there on the sidelines?
There's a buzz on Friday nights that no doubt is exciting. But honestly, man, to see a kid that's put in a ton of work have something that you've worked on all year, worked on all week, just click for them and pop and just happen when that light bulb comes on, you can't replace that feeling, man. It's really exciting.
Yeah, we look at across the way from Coach Blair tonight is the new head coach at Connor. It's Noel Rash. A ton of success at Beechwood, won 200 games and 8 state championships during his time at Beechwood. Took over as the head coach in 2006. He played in high school at Lloyd Memorial, graduating from there in 1985, and then played at Thomas More University. And he took that program to new heights and is looking to do the same thing now with Connor. As they open up the season with the Indians, Indians will receive the opening kickoff. And back to return for Madison Central is Jeff Hairston and Davion DeBruce, a couple of speedsters back there for William Blair.
I love the white helmet.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever seen a Central team in a white helmet. It looks really good on them. Uniforms
look like they are sparkling as well. And be sure to check out our Facebook page throughout the game this evening. We'll have some Gwen's Fine Jewelry Shining Moments posted to our Facebook page. You can check that out as we go throughout the evening with Copeland Peterson grabbing those for us. And Honor is set to kick off. They'll be in the white road uniforms, the white pants, blue helmet. Central, obviously, kind of similar uniforms. They'll have the blue unis, white numbers, white letters outlined in the red with white pants and the white helmet, as Coach alluded to there. Kickoff But the 2025 high school football season is here. And back to return, Hairston into Bruce for the Indians. Welcome along, folks, to WBON TV and our first broadcast of the season. Here we go. We are underway. This one's heading in the direction of Hairston. He'll get it at the 10, lost it, got it back. Here comes Jeff.
He's got a crease.
Got a big hole, and Hairston's got nobody to beat. What a way to kick off the season for Madison Central. A 90-yard return.
No flags.
For Jeff Hairston. My goodness, he took it, muffed it, and then took it to the house.
Timing is everything. That muff may have been just the amount of time he needed for that crease to open up. If not, he hits that hole maybe a little too soon. I think that worked out great for him. What a great way to start the season for that young man.
Perfect way to get this one going, and some explosiveness early. Fireworks early on for Madison Central, and they'll send Herbst out there with the offense. Going to line up with Gilbo to kick the extra point. Peyton had a good season last year as the kicker.
Now they're missing one. This is the stuff early in the season that you got. I mean, getting the right guys in the right places, man.
It's what makes coaches want to pull their hair out.
I'm telling you.
Brady Reeder runs in late, and Herbst will hold for Gilbo. Man, 12 seconds in. Indian strike early on a 90-yard return from Hairston.
I don't even think two-hand touch. He still scores there.
He was untouched.
Yep.
Gilbo with the PAT, 7-0 Madison Central in the early going here in the Roy Kidd Bowl on WBON TV.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
When you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Jerry Goebel in Richmond today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
Following our first Whitaker Bank touchdown of the season, we've got a 7-0 lead for Madison Central. Whitaker Bank with more locations than anyone else here to serve you. Indians will kick off now with Gilbo following the PAT. And back to return for Connor. It's Shepard Dozier, number 8, and number 2, Abraham Collar.
It's interesting. They've got their second line way up at the 30. They must be expecting something short because there's a lot of space between the deep returners here.
Yeah, Gilbo puts a good boot into it.
His foot's in the end zone.
Yeah, from 1 foot inside the end zone. Bringing it out is Dozier. He's got a good return as well, up to the 31-yard line for Connor. And that's where they will take over for their first offensive drive of the season. And number 12, Derek McElwee, Moose is what he's referred to. So excited to see him out there leading the defense. You know, last year Sam Farmer had a tremendous season for the Indians defensively. He led the team in tackles. McElwee was second, and he takes over that leadership role with Farmer now graduating and playing some college football. McElwee here on the near side in the number 12 uniform for the Indians. As Montgomery up under center, hands it off to the far side, and Abernathy, leading rusher last season from the backfield for Connor, goes nowhere, no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 coming up for Connor.
Yeah, Connor lining up there in a 20 personnel set, so no tight end, 3 receivers. Interesting to see if they keep that personnel on the field throughout the game as they go.
Yeah, last year the Cougars under David Trosper had a good season, 7-4, but obviously a change needed as Trosper passed away. Unfortunately, here's a pass out. McElwee there, but a pass completed. The outside to number 4, Aiden Deppenbrock makes the catch. A yard shy of the sticks. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, quick hitch out there on the perimeter. Caught him in too high with the corners bailing. So that was a good read by the quarterback to find that.
Now with 3rd and short playbook wide open for the Cougars. They'll go 4 wide with A tailback to the right of Montgomery. And the shotgun Indians.
Got that hard count.
Yep. Almost drew him off. Now Abernathy switches over to the left of Montgomery in the backfield. 2 receivers each way. We'll give it to him. Montgomery kept it himself, on the read option. And a nice pickup. Got about 7 across the 45 up to the 46, almost 47-yard line for Montgomery. And last season, he split reps at the quarterback spot with Wyatt Hatfield. Hatfield had a tremendous season, ran for almost 1,500 yards, threw for 517. Montgomery last year ran for just 25, but threw for 268. Now taking over as the lone starting quarterback, and a nice job on the carry to move the sticks for the Cougars. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Ball near the left hash. They give it to Abernathy this time. Indians had a man there. They push him back and are able to bring him down for about a 2-yard loss. Back to the 45-yard line. Good penetration up front. Nowhere to go for Abernathy, Coach.
That was Reeder on the penetration over there on that side. Did a nice job of making it bounce, and then the safety did a great job of filling the alley over there as well. So that's what you want in this kind of system. We're going to spill and let everybody run the alleys and stretch the play laterally if you can in this type of defensive system.
And got the big guys up front doing their job, and now it's a 2nd and long for the Cougars. Trips right, 1 receiver left. Abernathy to the right of Montgomery as he drops back to throw. Looking left side, being pressured. He's hit, ball down. Came out, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Madison Central. That's number 67 picking off the pass. William Snell, the junior, comes in to intercept it. And wow, Madison Central with a couple of big plays early on.
You can't make this up, man. Let's return the opening kickoff for a touchdown, then have a big guy with a pick. I thought it was going to be a pick 6 for a minute. He about broke out of there. That's awesome for that young man. That's exciting. Nice hit there by, it looked like, was it Daly that had the nice hit on the quarterback Liam there to Daly. Pop that ball out.
He came in, knocked it loose, and you could not drawn it up any better if you're a Madison Central fan. Now we get a first look at the Indians offense with Carson Herbst, the second-year quarterback, the junior, lining up under center. They will hand it off up the middle, and a big hole provided. I believe that's Corinthian Barnes taking the handoff.
So they're in an unbalanced look there. They had 3 linemen to the left side. It looks like you've got a tight end on the left, but it's actually big 77 there, which is Camden Burke lined up like a tight end. Creates a big down block scenario there, run right off his rear, and that was a nice gain.
So 2nd and short.
Same thing here. You've got that heavy set to the right side of the ball. Your tight end's actually on your left. Looks like a tackle over here. This is an unbalanced set.
The Herbst back up under center. They send DeBruce in motion. Herbst will keep it. Carson's got a lane, and 6 more. Another Whitaker Bank touchdown from Madison Central. And, man, they are on fire early. Explosiveness again as Herbst had the read option. There was really one man to beat, and that defender had to pick between Herbst and DeBruce. He chose wrong, and Herbst makes him pay with a touchdown of, 23 yards, Hugh?
22.
19 yards.
Yeah, nice triple option out of the backside. You don't see that a ton with a true triple read. Under center, old school triple to the weak side of unbalanced. It was a nice read by the quarterback.
Now they're going to fake it. Carson again. They'll pitch it to him, and Herbst spins his way across the goal line for a 2-point conversion. Indians getting tricky with it early on. The 2-point conversion successful, and it's Madison Central 15-0. 9.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. What a start to the game for the Indians. Don't go anywhere, folks. They'll kick it off when we come back on WBON TV.
Honor, integrity, excellence. When it comes to protecting your home, rely on the experts who have served our country. At VC Veterans Contracting, our mission is to make your home feel safe. Our customers constantly rate us 5 stars for our expertise and professionalism. Trust your roof to the veterans who served. Call VC Veterans Contracting today or scan the code on screen for a free quote. VC Veterans Contracting, your roof, our mission.
The heat in Kentucky hits hard. That's why having Madison HVAC on your side is so important. Don't waste time. Schedule a maintenance check on your HVAC system and make sure it's ready to handle the constant changing of the weather that comes with living in Kentucky. Your comfort is their promise. Like Madison HVACR Inc. on Facebook or schedule your maintenance checkup at 859-625-1471. What a great start to the season. 9.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Madison Central with a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, an interception, and a touchdown run by the quarterback as they kick it off. Man, a nice hit as Wiley Mathis, the sophomore linebacker, delivers one on the return to Collier. And we've got a 1st and 10 coming up for Connor at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, this is where guys are starting to settle in a little bit, get a feel for each other here after a series on offense and defense, both sides. So you can start to tell a lot here in the second series, see if any adjustments get made here by Connor on offense either.
Yeah, and for Connor, again, you don't want to overreact here. Still plenty of time to go in this football game. You don't want to try to get it all back into one play, down by a couple of scores early on.
Came back to the trip set. Let's see what they must have seen something out of this they liked.
Rolling left. Throwing, and the pass incomplete, too high for Dozier.
You have two receivers on top of each other over there, too, which makes it easy for three defenders to cover it. That's not what they want to see, but that works out for Central. Yeah,
Central looked to be sitting back in a zone there on the defensive play as 2nd and 10 comes up for the Cougars. You know, for Madison Central, again, first home game, it's always high, but to come out with these big plays that we've already seen early on, with the kickoff return for the touchdown, the interception, and the long touchdown score from Carson Herbst. Now it's 2nd down and 10, defensively looking good in the early going as well.
The thing you really like if you're Central right now, too, is you've had big plays, but you haven't had to do anything crazy or special. It's just been on your basic stuff, which you really like to see.
Montgomery pressured out. McElwee there looking to throw, and he's got a man downfield, and it's complete. Two receivers run into one another. A broken play ends up in a big play for the Cougars up to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, you can't live on that all night. It's a great play by the quarterback and the receiver, but that's not going to last very long in the evening, man. That's just an every now and then deal. It's a nice job moving the sticks for him.
Gavin Kinley on the stop for Madison Central. A nice defensive play as he comes in from the safety position to make the hit. On the right hash mark at the 42, Montgomery brings the offense back with trips left, one receiver to the near side. That was the player that caught the last pass, Abraham Collar.
Central lined up in the neutral zone here. I'm surprised we didn't get a flag. Defensive end was in the neutral zone.
Montgomery hit, and that's higher in there making the stop. Great penetration. Make that reader, in there to make the tackle. Lost back to the 39-yard line, and, man, this Indians defense, they are getting to that quarterback early on.
Yeah, Reader's really shown up so far in these first two series. Helmet came off.
Montgomery lost the helmet. Let's see if they force him out of the game here. Normally that is a automatic sub for at least one play, and it's going to be as the backup, Ethan Estvanko, will come in for at least one play, and he's forced to a 2nd down and a long 12, short 13 yards.
Probably looking at a safe run play here based on the down and distance and a quarterback just running off the sideline.
And Abernathy not in the backfield either. Two receivers each way. High snap. They get the handoff away. And running to the far side is number 30, Hernandez. He'll get back the yardage loss plus a couple of more up to the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Cougars as Montgomery makes his way back out onto the field.
This is a nice job of Hairston coming up and making that tackle. Again, this defensive scheme, then a 34 defense is all about we want to spill and let the DBs and the safeties run the alleys. They're doing a good job of stretching the play laterally right now to let guys get to the ball.
The 3rd down with Montgomery now going up under center. He'll fake the handoff, rolling out near side. Trying to send a receiver down the field, being chased to the Indian sideline. Good defense there by Cody and Kiyu to force Montgomery to run it to the sideline. It's going to bring up a 4th down. This is kind of in that no man's land, Coach, but feel like on your side of the field, you've got to punt here, right? This is those tough decisions that you guys have to make.
It is a tough decision, but honestly, he's probably sitting there. You got to look at, we're down 15-0, and they haven't done anything special right now. We need a spark. We have to make a shot, or you could get a long count here to try to get him to jump.
Coach Nash leaves his offense on the field. Montgomery is going to drop back.
Quick kick coming.
Yep. Gets it away cleanly.
We got room for a return here.
Good. It's returned by Quincy Compton up to the 35-yard line. So, decent little return for Compton as he hauled it in as an up man on the return. And not a ton of punt yards there. What, we got 24, Hugh? Yeah, 24 on the punt to the 35-yard line. And we'll get a second look at the Madison Central offense. Looked pretty good early on in that opening drive. Had a 9-yard carry from Barnes, a 19-yard carry from Herbst that ended up in the end zone. And now it's 1st and 10.
Something's off. We're missing a player here.
Yeah,
looks like we've got 10 on the field.
Yeah, it's going to be number 14, Daly, coming on late. Herbst's going to go chat with him real quick. Daly actually got one start as a quarterback last season when Herbst was injured in the district game.
Inside trap.
That's DeBruce, I believe, on the Garth Barnes again.
Barnes, yep.
But Daly got it one start. It was in the regular season against Bryan Station. Didn't throw the ball a ton. Bryant Mathis actually threw a touchdown pass in that game. 2nd down and 2 coming up for the Indians at the 43-yard line. Ball on the right hash mark as Central leads 15-0. 6:43 left to play in the opening frame. Herbst scopes out the defense. Goes up under center. Going to keep it rolling out near side, looking, and he will throw incomplete. Too high, intended for Barnes.
Adam.
Heard the Connor coaching staff asking for a hold there. There was a little bit of a tug on the jersey, but listen, I've heard it said before, you can call a hold every play if you wanted to.
Listen, if you're not holding, you're not blocking. It's just the way it is.
Trey Levengood never held, though.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, literally, we knew we were going to get at least I wanted 3 to 4 holding calls in a game.
Okay.
If we were doing that, then there's a good chance plays were hitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3rd and short for Central.
Unbalanced set here again.
Carson hands it off. Barnes lowers his shoulder, gets the 4 yards needed, moves the sticks up to the 46-yard line.
A lot of G scheme going on right now. Pulling guards quite a bit. O-line's firing off the ball. They feel like a strength is going to be up front right now, and you're seeing that in the way they're playing offensively right now.
Well, very experienced offensive line led by Camden Burke, who's got a few offers to play at the next level. Camden, big number 77, your right tackle.
And they're moving him around quite a bit right now, and that's where that experience comes into play. They can move him around and put him in a place they really want to move the ball.
It's a handoff again, and this time it's DeBruce who gets a yard. Not much running room there to the near side. Davion taking his first carry of the season. DeBruce last year, 148 rushing yards, actually had 223 in 2023. But a guy that has been used more as a scat back during recent seasons. Now getting more of an expanded role. Talked about, his experience in learning from Bryant Mathis, who he's known pretty much all of his life, and how much of an impact Bryant had on him as a leader last year, and how he's excited to take over that role this season. Herbst hands it off up the middle. Man,
nice run, man.
What a carry. Gets it down to within a yard of a first down. Corinthian Barnes showing off his impressive strength that you really don't see. And just a junior, but, man, he is explosive as well.
Hey, that's an old-school style run there. Give it to the fullback, let him get behind his pads, drop his shoulders. Really nice job up front by Landon Muncie right there, paving the way, putting people on their back downfield in front of the ball.
Barnes was kind of quiet last season, 401 yards rushing, but he had 131 in that playoff game against Bryan Station, ran for a couple of scores, and he's taken over that lead role as the fullback this season. They go right back to him. First down, Madison Central. And this is, I feel like, where the Indians are going to make their bread and butter this season. You get 3 or 4 yards every play, and eventually, obviously, you're going to move the chains. And if those guys are doing their job up front, it's going to make it easy for Carson Herbst, Davion DeBruce, and Corinthian Barnes this season.
Yeah, when you're running the type of offense they are, where you're in single, double wing, running some option, third and short is where you want to be. When you're in third and short and you're converting like that, you're going to control the clock, and you've got a good shot at controlling the game.
5 carries, 32 yards for Barnes. First and 10 from the Connor 41. Herbst looks over to the right tackle, Burke.
Tight split by the wideout over here.
They give it to, or they fake it to Corinthian up the middle, Herbst.
Triple option there again.
Has a first down. Gained 11.
He's doing a nice job of reading. He's reading that pinching end. So when that end crashes, he pulls the ball right there off the fullback.
Well, I don't know if you saw it either. Right there at the end of the play, instead of fighting for extra yards, he just went down. I feel like that's what you want your quarterback to do. You don't fight for an extra yard or two. Right at the end, you can kind of see just like, okay, knows the hit's coming and tries to prepare for it as he goes down to the ground.
Yeah, and that's a hard thing to coach. I feel like you got to be careful as a coach. You start telling guys, hey, just get down. You kind of mess with their psyche a little bit. I think there's a point where you just got to let them play and run and know they've been in the weight room. They're going to be fine.
First down and 10.
Unbalanced set here again.
DeBruce in motion. They give it to Barnes. Corinthian with a gain of 5 as he gets it down across 30 to the 27-yard line. Gain of 4 yards. Barnes now up to 36 yards on 6 carries and a long drive here as we dip under 3 minutes to play in this first quarter. Madison Central a 15-0 lead. They've had the ball on this drive for nearly 5 minutes, around 4.5 minutes thus far on this drive alone. 2nd and 6, a long 5, short 6 for the Indians. Herbst fakes the handoff, fakes the pitch. Carson keeps. He's got it still and, man, bounces off a couple of tacklers down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line, and another first down for Madison Central.
You talk about being comfortable in the offense like we were talking at the pregame show. You see that fake pitch? So he's triple option right there. He does that fake pitch with the ball in his hand. That doesn't happen when you're not comfortable in your system. So nice toss outside here to a tight bunch set. They went quick on this play.
Yeah, they lined it up quick. DeBruce ends up turning what would have been a loss into a 2 or 3 yard gain. A nice job by Davion to avoid the would-be tackler in the backfield and pick up a couple of yards. First time out, we've seen them go quick, and it turns into about a 4-yard pickup now. Actually, they're going to mark this thing inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. So 2nd down and 6. This drive now at 10 plays, 51 yards for the Indians, and nearing 7.5 or nearing almost 7 minutes or 6 minutes on the drive.
Something that stood out in between plays, D-line for Connor start to get their hands on their hips. Some guys are bending over. That's that effect we talk about conditioning early in the season like this.
Barnes rumbling his way down inside the 10. A nice carry by Corinthian. It'll be close. Doesn't look like he's moved the sticks just yet. It'll be 3rd down and short. And Jeff Hairston going to come into the game for Madison Central. You know, Hairston and Lawson are really the only 2 experienced receivers that returned from last year. Those 2 guys caught a combined 7 passes for 93 yards and 3 touchdowns. You lose Pritchard, you lose Mathis, you lose Cody Morrison, who caught 6 touchdowns last season. But those guys very confident they can step up in their new leadership roles. 3rd down and short for Herbst as he goes up under center. They'll give it to Barnes. Barnes bouncing off tacklers, has got a first down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 6-yard line as the tackle made by number 74, Henry Krellman from the Cougars.
I think Central's made it real clear who they want to be offensively in the first quarter of this game. We're going to ground and pound. We're going to get in some different sets, move our linemen around. And they're heavy on their hand up front. They're cheating up to the ball. Have a pretty good idea of what they want to do offensively right now.
Pretty impressive drive here. 12 plays, 59 yards. And they have knocked off almost 7 minutes off the clock now. First quarter period winding down, 40 seconds to play. Herbst pitches out to Barnes. Barnes lost the football, and I believe Connor has recovered it. A beautiful drive will end with the Cougars recovering a fumble inside the 10-yard line. what could have been a 3-score lead. Barnes drops the pitch out, and a mistake there will lead to a turnover. First of the game for the Indians. Connor takes over offensively with, at the moment, a 15-0 deficit. 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's tough when you get down in the red zone, man. Red zone turnovers is not something you like to see. See if Connor can do something with this.
Deep in their own territory at the 6-yard, at the 8-yard line. Going to hand it off to Abernathy. Tries to cut it back. He lost the football. And Central saying they have recovered. No signal yet.
Looks like he's calling him down.
The official is going to say Abernathy hit the deck at the 10-yard line before the ball came out. So the Cougars catch a break. Ooh. As the first quarter clock continues to wind down. 13 seconds to play, a 15-0 lead for Madison Central.
It's a fast-paced quarter.
It is.
High school football, you don't see them like this much anymore, do you?
And that'll do it. First quarter will come to an end. The officials could not place the ball down. Connor will exchange sides of the field. And we will take another commercial break. 15-0 after one. Indians with some big playability on the first couple of drives. They lead after one on WBON TV.
Pruitt & Sons Auctioneers have over 24 years experience in the auction industry. Whether you're selling real estate, personal property, or liquidating your assets, Pruitt & Sons can help take your property to auction and walk you through the process. Serving all over Central Kentucky, visit PruittAuctioneers.com. And remember, Angela Pruitt for all your real estate needs as well.
It's that time of year when we are day and night driving with our kids all over. Your car never stops. At Amco Transmissions, we make sure to keep you rolling. We have the latest technology, certified technicians, and longest warranty to keep your vehicles running strong. We specialize in all foreign and domestic transmissions, drivetrain, or just general maintenance. Did you know at Amco, the average customer saves $1,800 in comparison to the dealer? And Amco has a longer warranty. Come see us at Amco Transmission for the best service and the cheapest prices around. AA MCO.
Back on WBON TV, the Indians trying to get a stop after a turnover inside the 10-yard line that gave the football back to Connor. It's 15-0 Madison Central. And, Coach, right there, the Indians had the ball in that opening quarter for 7 minutes and 27 seconds. Connor with 4 minutes and 33 seconds of possession. But Central scored 2 times in a span of essentially 20 seconds. That whole last 7-10, they had the football, but for one play.
You know, and it's pretty wild. There hasn't been a score since that early in the game, but they've really dominated the football game. You take that turnover away, this could get out of hand in the second quarter pretty quickly.
So Connor again back in their own territory. Montgomery hands off to Abernathy. Indians able to get him down after a couple of yards across the 10.
Yeah, there was a lot of penetration in the backfield. Just missed the tackle in the backfield. It looked like might have been Colton Johnson. If he wraps that up, it's a play for a loss. And that's that first game of the season kind of stuff, you know, taking the right angles, getting to the right places on the field. That you love to see that. That's a sign of really good stuff that you can clean up in the next week.
The ball on the 13-yard line. 3rd and 4 to go for Connor. They'll go trips right, one receiver left with Abernathy to his right. Montgomery rolling out to the right side. Pressured. Looking to throw, and that pass, is it caught? The official running up to say, yeah, pass complete. And a nice job there coming back to his quarterback. And that one caught by number 5 for the Cougars. Lampkin makes the catch.
That's a close one. It's hard to tell from the angle if he got his arm under that.
I'll replay in high school football, so take advantage of it, right? First down and 10. Now Montgomery back up under center. Abernathy, the setback behind the fullback on the carry is Abernathy. And, man, nowhere to go there. He immediately goes down. And Central signaling as if they've got the football, and they do. A turnover. Another turnover as Madison Central rips it loose from Abernathy. See if we can see it here on the replay.
Is that 55 in there pulling it out? It's hard to tell.
Ball came loose, and it was taking away number 4. That's Carter Hire. Recovered the fumble. Not sure who knocked it loose. It was a couple of guys in there. You said Jaden Atkins.
Atkins had the first hit on the ball carrier there. Really did a great job holding him up and not pulling him down until his team got there. They're doing a great job of flying to the football.
So 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Indians taking over in the red zone.
Got to capitalize here.
Yeah.
This is a great scenario.
When you have dominated from the get-go of the opening kickoff, see if you can add to it here. Christian Lawson split out wide route. Let's see if this is a chance maybe to throw one into the end zone with your big receiver. Carson hands it off. It's Barnes. He'll get it down to the 16-yard line. Gain of 3. And Lawson, a underrated athlete. A little bit taller than what Cody Morrison was last year. Cody was just kind of underrated in his own right. Kind of quiet, didn't really say a whole lot. Maybe within the huddles he did, but just a kid that went about his business the right way. Lawson again split out to the wide right. He's matched up here with the defender Abraham Collar, one-on-one to the near side.
With his size out there, you've got to respect him.
Carson fakes the handoff. They'll run the option. Carson splits a tackle inside the 10, down to the 6, possibly the 5-yard line, setting up a 1st and goal for the Indians offense.
Going quick here.
Central right back to the line of scrimmage, and we're going to have a timeout from Connor. The defense wants to talk it over, down 15-0. We'll be right back on WBON TV.
Cars of Kentucky is a proud sponsor of Eastern Kentucky University Athletics. In Richmond, we bleed maroon. Go Colonels. And when you're ready for your next pre-owned automobile, swing on over to Cars of Kentucky. Cars of Kentucky has vehicles starting at $3,000 and up, so we literally have something for every budget. 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond, or check them out, carsofkentucky.com. Let's go Colonels!
Batteries Unlimited in Richmond has you covered with all your battery needs, plus they're your local stop for U-Haul and your vehicle key and fob headquarters. Check out their new auto detail shop, Aces Detailing, located at Batteries Unlimited. They do simple detailing with a deep, thorough clean for the inside, wash and wax options for the outside, and a deep clean of the engine bay when your ride is dirty. Check out Aces Detailing at Batteries Unlimited.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line for Madison Central as we come out of the timeout. Connor down 15-0, trying to prevent the Indians from adding to that deficit. Herbst will go up under center. You got Barnes and DeBruce back there. They'll give it to Corinthian, and he will just go untouched 5 yards into the end zone. Corinthian Barnes, for the first time in 2025, in for 6 and a Whitaker Bank touchdown. Whitaker Bank with more locations in Madison County than anyone else. Better to serve you. And Carson Herbst serving up 6 to Corinthian Barnes. And maybe give the credit to that O-line, Coach Clark. There was nobody touching Barnes there 5 yards out.
Hey, there's a pretty common denominator here. We're going to run the ball behind Camden Burke and Landon Muncie. Muncie absolutely just buries his guy. Burke drove his guy into the end zone. A little bit of an isolation play. Really nice play on the goal line. They look good offensively right now.
Gilbo on for the extra point. Herbst puts it down. Gilbo, extra point good. It's 22-0 Madison Central. 9:53 to play in the first half. Indians looking good early on WBON TV.
When the awful Michigan weather makes its way down I-75, you want your vehicle ready for anything. Hall & Sons Auto Care knows there's no good time to break down, but especially when it's ice cold outside. So get that preventative maintenance taken care of at Hall & Sons on North Keeneland Drive in Richmond. Hall & Sons works on the smallest repairs all the way up to major engine work, and they can work on Chevy, Mercedes, and everything in between. So no need to take your German car up to Lexington to overpay when Hall & Sons is just off exit 90 in Richmond. Call 859-626-7695 for Hall & Sons Auto Care.
ABR Auto Recyclers in Richmond is buying your beat up and broke down cars. Have an old vehicle sitting around that you never got around to working on, or that old wreck in the backyard that you're sick of looking at? Call ABR Auto Recyclers at 859-369-5844. Not running? No problem. If you have an old vehicle, ABR Auto Recyclers wants to buy it. Get cash for your old car. ABR Auto Recyclers, 2294 Box Ankle Road in Richmond.
Back to the action here on WBON TV. Peyton Gilboa will kick it off for Central. After the extra point, Corinthian Barnes touchdown, and man, another nice kick from Gilboa, about 5 yards into the end zone. And Coach, you know, high school kickers so important. You don't see a ton of really good kickers in the high school football game, but there's been a few of them. You've had a few of them on your side as well.
We did, and Central always had a great kicker when we were playing them, but people underestimate, if you got a guy that can kick it out of the end zone, the offense has to go 80 yards, and the average scoring drive of 80 yards in high school is, like, I mean, it's something like under 10%. So it's a huge weapon for you to make the team drive 80.
So 1st and 10 for Conner, down 22-0 here early on in the second period. They'll give it to Abernathy up the middle last year. Abernathy, a really good season at 715 yards, 7 touchdowns. 22-0 score here.
He's a good little running back.
He is. Got some speed.
He's had to make the first guy miss quite a bit tonight, hasn't he?
Well, I've been very impressed with that front 7 for the Indians as they've been able to really get in the backfield and cause havoc. 2nd and 5 here for Montgomery and the Cougars. Montgomery 3 of 5 through the air, 39 yards, does have the interception.
Ball out.
Here. Yeah, a nice completion there. A little slant pattern over the middle, pass caught, and a first down. They'll move the sticks with Abraham Collar, the senior wide receiver.
Quick concepts about all he's going to have time to get out, so I definitely see what they're going to here.
Yeah, and one thing that you really don't see at the high school level is you screen passes a lot. Did you call a lot of those when you?
We were terrible at screens when I was at Southern, man. It was one of the things we always tried to get better at, and we never got a knack down for it. I think it takes a lot of practice for kids to get good at it.
Man,
what a play! What a play by Daly.
Daly coming in from the far side to make the tackle.
The young man's been in the backfield a lot this evening.
Daly and Reeder are causing havoc defensively. -4 yards for Abernathy on that one. 2nd down and 14 coming up for the Cougars.
So the ability to be in the backfield that quick tells me one thing right now. They're reading their read keys. They have a read key on the O-line. They've got to watch their first step. And the minute they see that step, they trigger. Daly's reading his read keys very well this evening.
Montgomery going to go deep this time. Got a man down the sideline, but going to go out of bounds. Good coverage by Hairston down the far sideline, matched up with Collar again. So it'll be 3rd and 14 for Conner, down 22-0. 8:05 to play in the opening half. Here live at Madison Central High School. Glad to have you along with us. Coming up on the Galaxy Bowling Center halftime show, we'll look at some of the first half stats and get some scores from around the area. We've got a lot of them coming in with Hugh and John Clark working the phones feverishly to find us some scores here tonight.
Scott County 14, GRC 6, start of the second.
Scott County, they've been not Scott County for a couple of years. We'll see if that program can get back on the rise. Montgomery breaking out of the pocket, going deep, and that pass is going to be incomplete. Little bumping in the area where the ball was thrown as Hairston and Collar got tangled up over the head of the intended receiver, so it's incomplete, and the 4th down and long coming up for the Cougars.
I think another score everybody would be interested in is Bryan Station Southwestern. Last update I got was 49-29 Southwestern.
Wow. High-scoring game there.
Yeah, 49-29 Southwestern putting it on station right now.
You had one from the Douglas game too, right, Hugh? Highlands, Douglas 7-0 Highlands early on there.
South Warren, not Southwest.
Oh, it's South Warren. Okay.
So 4th down, looking like they're going to go for it, and then Montgomery will back up and do the quick punt again. Gets it away. High arcing end over end. Fair caught by number 30, Gavin Kinley at the 42-yard line. So a 28-yard punt. Kinley with no return, and the Indians offense back out onto the field with 7:52 remaining in the first half.
That makes more sense. That's South Warren.
Yeah. Yeah, Southwestern, we thought they might be.
I got an SW, so I thought, what in the world?
A Highlands 7-0 lead over Frederick Douglass. That one early on in that one. First quarter, or first half here, it's 1st and 10 for the Indians. Herbst has only thrown one pass thus far, an incompletion to Barnes. here hands it off to Corinthian, and Barnes able to dive forward for a couple on the fullback dive up the middle. 2nd down and 8 for the Indians coming up. And again, you talked about the offensive line. There's just so much experience up front. And, you know, we talked the other day about Central's offensive line. They've had a lot of individual talent. You look at Malachi Wood, who's, you know, now playing for Kentucky. Aiden Howard was a great offensive lineman, went to play at the Miami of Ohio. They've had a lot of individual guys come through here.
Will Ulmer was a great player that came through, yeah.
So many offensive linemen that have come through the system here at Madison Central. They had the one kid that played in the NFL back in the day. Can't remember the...
Warford.
Yes, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they've had a lot of really good offensive linemen. Camden Berg and, you know, some of these other guys up there just adding to that list. And Coach Blair's got a lot of guys to lean on there up front. 2nd down, handoff again to Barnes. Up the middle, Corinthian bouncing off of tacklers, and Burke leading the way along with William Snell up front. A huge pickup for Corinthian Barnes as he'll move this into Connor territory at the 45-yard line.
That's that same isolation play they ran on the goal line down here earlier, came back to it. I tell you, one of the things that you don't see a ton on the field when you're watching the ball, looking at Lawson out of receiver, he's putting his pads on people.
Yeah.
He's getting to safeties. He's trying to dig guys out. Really impressed with what he's doing at wide receiver blocking.
1st down now for Herbst and the offense as they come back up under center. They're going to throw. Lawson. They will go in his direction, and that pass a little bit too far out in front for the intended receiver. But I like the aggressiveness there. You got 1st and 10, plenty of time to work with. Try to check one downfield and catch the defense sleeping.
Yeah, and if nothing else, I mean, they're playing him pretty soft. I don't think they're going to let him get behind, but you got to keep him honest, and I love it on 1st down.
Now 2nd and 10 for the Indians with a 22-0 lead. Clock stops with 6:21 to play in the 1st half. Michael Watkins, John Clark here on the call with you tonight. Glad to have you along on WBON TV. Herbst going to hand it off to DeBruce. Davion with a stiff arm to a defender and able to get it up to down to the 41-yard line. And Connor, I believe you're going to have a substitution coming in. Yeah, a helmet came off of a defensive lineman, Rylan Craig. So we'll get a substitution here as the clock will churn, and we'll dip under 6 minutes before this next snap in the 2nd quarter. 3rd down and 6 for Central. Ball on the right hash mark. Glad to have you along on WBON TV, or if you're listening on radio, WEKY.
We just got our first counter play they've run all night. When you're halfway through, you're halfway through the 2nd quarter and haven't had to run a counter yet, usually things are going your way pretty well offensively.
Pitch out to DeBruce on the triple option again. They fake it to Barnes. Herbst keeps and then reads the defender, pitches it out to Davion, and a 1st down for Central.
He's reading the option well. That was a great read on the dive, on the pitch. He's following his pitch. We bobbled it there for a minute. I wasn't sure if we were going to hold on to that. That makes you nervous on the pitch, but really effective on his triple option reads right now.
It is the 2025 Roy Kidd Bowl. Coach Roy Kidd, what a legend he was during his time at Eastern Kentucky University. Passed away not too long ago, and love that they continue this game in honor of a legendary football coach.
Got to play in a couple of these bowls up here.
Yeah. 1st and 10. Hand off to Compton. Near side, Quincy's got a touchdown, but this one will be coming back as the flag comes in. Carmelo Hill, the junior wideout, going to be called for the hold.
I don't mind that, to be honest. I mean, it's a quick hitting play. I like to see that the receivers are being aggressive. If he doesn't make that hold there, that kid's probably going to make the play.
Yeah.
So it gets called or it doesn't right there. I don't mind that play though as an offensive guy.
The first touchdown in the high school career of Quincy Compton will have to wait as this one's called back for a hold, and it will move the football back to the 38-yard line of Connor. Indians now with a 1st and 15. 1st and 16.
Is it me or is Compton pretty fast?
He is.
He was moving now.
And that's the thing. They've got a lot of different guys out there that if you give them space, they'll be hard to catch.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen him with the ball in his hand. He's lightning in a bottle.
Officials coming in to check on something here. 5:04 to play in this 2nd quarter. 22-0 lead. Herbst will Go up under center. Carson takes the snap again. He'll fake it to Barnes. Davion to Bruce, running
Double
far
dive.
side, and there's going to be another hold on Hill. To Bruce inside the 10-yard line, but I believe it'll be another hold on Carmelo Hill. He got one on the last play as Compton took it the distance, and now DeBruce running to the far side. There are 2 flags on the play. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, 2 flags on the play. Hugh Davis here keeping stats for us tonight. But it's a hold against Hill, and that's what the flag was. So both officials saw it, and Indians going the wrong way now, Coach.
Yeah, and I tell you what that was. They've hit that ISO play a couple times, and that's a pull and a double dive is what that is. Give to the second back off of that ISO. They really had the defense sucked in. It was a good call. It was the right scenario. You just hate to see that hold.
The 2 big plays wiped away because of a penalty. Penalty yardage at now, Hugh, for that's the second penalty, 2 for 19. Both of them on the last 2 plays for Madison Central. Been a pretty clean game thus far. Connor with no flags.
You expect this week 1, too. This is going to happen in your first game.
First down and 22 yards to go. Carson on the quick out to Lawson, and Christian couldn't haul it in, so a pass a little bit too high. And it's incomplete.
He sticks that right. He hits that in his chest. He's got a crease.
Just a little mishap on the throw from Herbst, and now it's second down and long.
So it is normal, and I don't know if a lot of people understand this, but it is normal in a high school football team when you're running triple and you're doing some of these reads, the pass game can take a little longer to develop because you only have so much time to practice all these things. And these reads he's reading really well take a lot of time and practice to get down. So the pass game, not surprising if it looks a little off right now, and that can come over time.
Now you look at what they lost last year. Really, I mean, Lawson, again, he had 6 catches for 60 yards. Hairston, 1 catch for 33 yards. And Barnes had a catch last season as well. That's it for the returners on catching the football. Carson going to throw again. Got a man, and that's DeBruce. Davion was in the vicinity of it. Indian sideline wanting a flag. They won't get it. It'll be 3rd and 20. Coming up for Madison Central. And Herbst 0 for 3 through the air thus far. Another miss there, and DeBruce was close enough, Coach. I mean, he put it right where only Davion could catch it, but just a little bit too far out in front.
Yeah, it's just their timing's a little off in the pass game. So what's your 3rd and 22 call? What's your go-to on 3rd and 22 in this system?
Go long.
I'm a triple guy right here because you never know you could make the defense wrong. So I think it's a great scenario here where you can get a little triple option in, catch him on a pitch concept, and cause some problems potentially.
Yeah, you got Hairston to the near side now, one-on-one. There's really nobody back.
He's checking here at the line, so they see something they're checking into.
Carson sends a man in motion. And he's going to go down, man. Hit for a sack back to the 48-yard line. He was looking in the direction of Lawson, who had 2 defenders on him. And the Indians, with all that momentum, got deep in Connor territory and will end up having to punt it away.
Normal growing pains, first game of the season on offense. It's nice to have these when you're up 22 to nothing.
Yeah.
What isn't good is when you're down 22-0, having the same things go on.
Get them away early, right? It's Gilbo back to punt. And returning for Connor, it's list number 2, Collar. He waits at the 16-yard line, and I believe we're going to have a timeout. Madison Central, a 22-0 lead over Connor, and 4:08 to play in the first half. Glad to have you along, John Clark, Michael Watkins. You know, we talked about, Roy Kidd, a guy a legend at Eastern Kentucky University. Obviously, their season will start next week, but look at the impact that he had on the community, not only at Eastern Kentucky, but the time coaching football. I believe Madison High, what a great job he did, just turning, young football players into young men. And I think, when you look at some of the coaches around the area, and you did a great job of doing that over at Madison Southern, whether it was Coach Centers, Coach Holcomb, there's been a lot of really good just coaches and good men coaching these young players over the last few years.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of what you want too, right? The odds of – now, we've had a run of some kids go to the NFL from Madison County in the last 10, 15 years, but the reality that's very slim. There's more to this than just the Friday night game, and that's the bigger piece that you hope that is taking place in the locker room and with the kids.
Yeah, and then you're hearing some of the stories at some of the Hall of Fame ceremonies that we've been at with Coach Kidd, or being around some of the former players at the tailgate lot or whatever it might be, as Connor calls a timeout here. Coach Kidd was a true legend, and looking at what he did on the field, I mean, some of the numbers are just incredible. He's from the Corbin area, was an American Collegiate Football League player and coach. He served as the head coach at Eastern from 1964 to 2002, compiling a record of 314 wins, 124 losses, and 8 ties, and led the Colonels to the NCAA Division I AA football championships in 1979, 1982, and they were also runners-up in 1980 and 1981. So just a legend. I mean, and you say that name around here, and folks just come at you with a ton of stories about Coach Kidd.
Well, not just around here. So, I moved to Madison County in 2011, and you knew the name. I came from the college ranks. You knew the name Roy Kidd.
Yeah.
Roy Kidd. I mean, he's respected nationally, and that's a lot of kickoffs he was a part of. A lot of locker room speeches.
Yeah. I was talking to Coach Wells not too long ago about how analytics and all these things are. I asked him how Coach Kidd would have been now. I mean, because they were doing 3-a-days back in the day when they were playing, and he said, he would have figured it out. That's the kind of coach that Coach Kidd was.
Yeah. That's a nice punt to the 10.
Gilboa gets it down. It's going to be fair caught at around the 12, maybe 13-yard line for Connor. And they'll take over. Their offense has been very stagnant. They've had a couple of nice plays. I mean, you got 48 passing yards for Montgomery, but they've not been able to put an actual drive together as Connor. Offensively, Montgomery's got 8 yards rushing, 48 through the air, just 15 rushing yards, 48 passing, 63 total yards on 19 plays. It's an average of 3.3 yards per play thus far for the Cougars as we dip under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Montgomery will be in the shotgun, low snap. Pressured, looking, gets away. Now lets it fly. He'll throw it away out of bounds. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Cougars.
That low snap has a big effect. The minute his eyes go down to catch that ball, his eyes are not reading coverage. So he's had a lot of bullets flying at him anyway. So that's tough on the quarterback right there. When you game plan, you always have a scenario where if we're backed up against our own end zone, but you don't have an entire game plan for that. Usually it's like, hey, we like this coming out. They've had their back against their goal line a lot tonight.
Ball to 13, 2nd down and 10 on the right hash mark. Montgomery goes up under center. Abernathy is the tailback. They'll give it to him up the middle, tries to cut it back near side, is wrapped up, and another nice play as Reeder once again gets in there. The senior defensive end, man, he has been living in the backfield. He and Liam Daly have made a huge impact defensively here in the first half.
Reeder Daly, every play, man, they're disrupting something. They're having a really good games tonight.
Compton in on the stop as well, and I'll tell you what, I think offenses are going to have to pay so much attention to McElwee that it's going to open up lanes for those guys. They're going to draw one-on-one coverage or one-on-one blocks, whereas McElwee, you're going to have 2 guys maybe blocking him. And I think Reeder and Daly are seeing the benefits of having a guy like Moose out there on the field.
Yep.
Speaking of McElwee, he's playing defense in the slot. Ball's out. It's kicked by an Indian, and McElwee will fall on it. Touchdown, Madison Central. Another Whitaker Bank touchdown. It's McElwee right on cue.
Moose heard you, man.
What a play. We were just talking about him, and literally Moose comes in, falls on it in the end zone. A great play. Gage, show us that replay one more time if you can. It was a great effort by the defender to kick the ball away and into the end zone as Gilboa gets ready to come on for the extra point. Who was that kicked it here? Can't see the number. It might have been Christian Lawson, actually, that came in and kicked that one into the end zone. But a heads-up play by him. And McElwee, the recipient of a fumble recovery in the end zone for 6. A Whitaker Bank touchdown. And the Indians on top 28-0 as there's 2:56 left in the first half.
You've got to be happy with your start right now, offensively and defensively. You don't love a couple penalties, but that's going to happen in your first week.
Herbst gets the snap down. The kick is up. It's through the uprights. Indians 29-0 lead. 2:56 to play. It's been a fun one thus far. If you're a Madison Central fan, we're live on WBON TV.
would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Code Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
You know what they say. Every great season starts with a strong lineup. Need agility? The Trailblazer cuts through traffic like a wide receiver in the red zone. Power? The Silverado handles work and tailgates like a linebacker on a mission. And if you're ready to go electric, the Equinox EV has the range to go all the way. No matter your game plan, Jack Burford Chevrolet has the vehicle that suits your drive. Stop in, suit up, and let's kick off your next adventure.
And he is kicking off another beautiful kickoff by Peyton Gilbo. And if you look at the score right now, Coach Clark 29-0 Madison Central. They've been dominant, and really their offense has had a lot of, good drives, but they've not had one big explosive play. They had the 19-yard touchdown run from Herbst, but offensively they still, as you said, some work to do. And I think right now we're really close to a running clock.
You take away the turnover in the red zone and the holding call down here. This was a running clock a couple of minutes ago. So, I mean, you've got to be, if you're Central, you've got to be happy with the way the game's going right now.
You got you coaches, you're never happy. You're never pleased.
No.
So, I think going into the locker room, what do you think some things that Coach Blair will talk to them about?
Clean up blocking on the perimeter. There's been some scenarios where they haven't had everybody on the field. So some of the transitions on and off the field is something that you definitely want to mention. But outside of that, I think they've played a pretty clean game. Close to a pick right there by Moose. He had a good beat on it.
Yeah. And Moose has got the left arm taped up pretty heavily and kind of wincing in some pain. He's going to come off the field, I believe, with this big lead. They're going to bring in number 21. That's Bronson Parker, a sophomore, to take the place of McElwee for at least a play or two. 1st and 10, ball will be at the 34-yard line. Canterbury and Liam Daly in on the stop on that last play for Central. And it's been a lot of different guys stepping up. We've mentioned a lot of different guys on both sides of the ball making plays.
Yep, Parker's a good-looking kid coming on. Like, usually when a sophomore comes in, he's the same size as the other guys. I mean, that's a good sign for Central's depth.
Montgomery in the shotgun. He'll roll out right side. He's got 3 guys downfield.
Guess who's going to show up right there?
Daly in on the pressure, and the pass broken up downfield by Carter Heyer, who's had his name called a couple of times tonight. 2nd down and 10 coming up for Central.
I mean, Daly's doing a great job of just reading his keys and getting outside and showing up in angles. He's having a really nice game. It's very disruptive for him on defense right now.
And what I've noticed most about this game thus far, obviously first game of the season, they're doing a lot of rotating guys in and out too, so they're keeping these guys fresh, which could pay dividends later on in the season as well. Get some of these younger guys some reps early on in the season that could pay off later.
You've got to do that, especially with the score like it is. Getting guys experience right now is vital.
Abernathy hitting the backfield, brought down. First guy there was number 7. That's Colton Johnson coming in. He was the first guy to get a hand on Abernathy, and a couple of other guys coming in to clean up the tackle. A loss on the play. 3rd and 11 coming up for the Cougars. Lathan Coher on the stop for Central. And again, more subbing.
Yeah, rotating.
Number 52, it's Ben Salmons, a freshman coming in for the Indians. He'll come in on the near side defensive end.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
He's going nuts right now, right?
See if he can make a play here as Montgomery goes up under center on 3rd and 11. He'll fake it to Abernathy. Being pressured, looking, throwing, puts it up in the air and has to throw it away again. So 4th down and 11 with 1:29 left to play. And Coach Nash, had all that success at Beechwood. Now, Coach Clark, you take over a program, you move up in the level of play. Obviously, Connor, a much bigger school than what Beechwood was. we talked about it. This year, you better get your licks in on them while you can, because once he gets this program established and how he wants them to be, it'll be a much different picture, I believe, down the road. But this team still trying to get his stamp on what he wants this team to be in this program.
Some of the longest games of my entire career were my first year at Southern. It takes time to turn something around. It really does.
Did pretty good for yourself over there, though.
Yeah, we did okay. we had to spend some time in the weight room before it was going to click. And I remember there were a couple times on a few of those games early that first season where I'm sitting there looking at my watch and I'm going, is this licking not over with yet?
Ball goes out of bounds on the punt, so Central does have a chance here. 30-yard punt from Montgomery. He's been doing a lot for his team, playing the quarterback position. 3 punts and an average of 27.3 yards per punt. It's first down and 10. And the ball at the 37 for Madison Central.
Something I really like to do with the punting game is I like to break it down into 10-yard increments. It's first down. So if you're averaging 27, that's 2 first downs, 2.5 first downs. So you're always looking for a return of a first down in the special teams realm as well.
Pitch out to DeBruce. Davion lost it, has to go back and get it. Spun around and brought down. Nice heads-up play defensively there by Aiden Deppenbrock on the stop. Indians lose a lot of yardage back to the 26-yard line. And with 1:05 to play, Coach, I would think they'll try to play it safe here and take this big lead into the locker room.
Yeah, that's a rough play right there. And then you've noticed a couple times on some pitches haven't been very clean this evening. So that's definitely something that'll be addressed. And one thing you don't like to do is you don't like to feel like you get up and then maybe your team's letting off a little bit. Yeah. We got a little sloppy going into the half offensively. So I'm sure that's something that they're thinking about going into halftime is cleaning up the offense. It's not been on all cylinders with some penalties and some mistakes.
Second down and 21. They'll give it to Barnes. He lost the football, and Connor, I believe, had an opportunity to fall on it. Herbst, again, ends up picking it up, and another just unforced error there. And Coach Blair's like, let's just get to the locker room, gentlemen, and take this 29-0 lead into the halftime with a big lead of the Roy Kidd Bowl. Madison Central on top, man. What a first half. A lot of things to be happy about if you're Madison Central, but a lot of things that I think Coach Blair, and you talked about it, will definitely want his team to clean up in half number 2. A big lead for the Indians at the half. We'll step aside and come back for the Galaxy Bowling Center halftime show, folks. Don't go anywhere. We are live on WBON TV and WEKY.
Since opening in 1972, Citizens Guarantee Bank has been there to help our customers enhance their lives and achieve their dreams. With 7 locations across Central and Eastern Kentucky today, we are celebrating 50 years of being there for the communities we call home. Citizens Guarantee Bank is now CG Bank. New name, same commitment to being there for our neighbors. CG Bank, we've been there for that. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
You've heard the name Chenault Vineyards, but what do you know about it? Chenault Vineyards is a place for the community to enjoy. Central Kentucky's premier event and wedding destination with 5 event venues, full-service catering, over 13 varieties of wine, live music entertainment, seasonal food options, weekly themed Wednesday night out and girls night out, trivia, murder mystery date nights, and free yoga on the point with beautiful views. Everyone can find something to do at Chenault Vineyards. Want to know more? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram or plan your night out at ChenaultVineyards.com.
We all have dreams. For some, it might be playing professional baseball like Keenan Wiley, former Madison Central baseball player, did. For others, maybe it's just dreaming of your forever home. Well, after a career of playing the game that he loved, now Keenan has another dream, helping you find that dream home. Check out the new development at Crutcher Pike Estates here in Richmond. Like Keenan Wiley Real Estate on Facebook, and let Keenan help guide you through the process of finding your dream home in Central Kentucky.
Hey! Oh my gosh, your husband is so hot. I know. No, like really hot. I know.
We've got to call Joseph's Heating and Air.
Is your AC unit not cooling? Call Joseph's Heating and Air. Your experts in fast, reliable AC maintenance and repair. They'll keep you cool when it matters most. Proudly serving Richmond, Lexington, and surrounding areas. Don't sweat it. Call Joseph's Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Gwen from Gwen's Fine Jewelers, and we would love to invite you into our family-owned business.
Select from our beautiful Valina designs, Carissa designs, or we can custom design your dream ring. Gwen's Fine Jewelers is your exclusive Kendra Scott boutique in Richmond. Special financing options available, on-site jewelry repair, and layaway. Find your dream ring at Gwen's. Gwen's Fine Jewelers, where dreams come true.
Welcome back, everyone, to Madison Central High School. Michael Watkins here with you, along with John Clark, joining me in the broadcast booth. I want to say real quick, Tom Gross, who was up in the booth with me for so long, loved working with Tom. He's still at the station, but no longer calling games with us. He didn't officially retire, so we might still be calling a game with us here or two when we get down the road. But appreciate Tom and all he did with me. We have two Breathitt County boys. Tom, he got his start in radio up in Breathitt County as well as I did. And I loved the time that I had calling games with Tom. Coach, glad to have you up here in the booth with us this year. Been an exciting first half with Central on top 29-0. Even with all the mistakes that they did make offensively, a very exciting and dominant first half for the Indians.
I always used to tell my players and my staffs that a sign of a good team is when you can make mistakes and still control a football game. Because everybody's going to make mistakes on Friday night. I mean, we're dealing with kids here, right? You're dealing with kids that are – you had a freshman on the field at one point. They're ranging from 15 to 19 years old out here. So if you can make mistakes and be in the locker room right now, up 29-0 is signs that you're heading in the right direction.
Galaxy Bowling Center with 32 lanes for bowling and over 50 arcade games. Galaxy Bowling Center in Richmond has fun for the whole family. You can like their Facebook page or visit galaxybowling.com to set up a time for you and your family to go check all the good things out going on at Galaxy Bowling Center. Before we look at some of the first half stats, folks, do want to remind you, if you're not watching WBON TV over the air, you are missing a lot. We now offer 5 channels of great programming for you, including our newest channel on 9.5, called Movie Sphere. It's one great movie after another from the Lionsgate Library and many others. We hope you'll check it out and let us know where you're watching by emailing us at info@wbontv.com. Lots to enjoy on over-the-air TV. You can find out more by visiting our website, wbontv.com, and click the How to Watch tab. It is the 2025 Roy Kidd Bowl, and as we look at some of the first half stats, really impressive with what Madison Central has done. A 29-0 lead. They had 9 first downs there to only 5 for Connor. But the mistakes that we talked about, Coach, it was really impressive that they were able to set themselves up. And I think as you go into the locker room, you got to feel really high about your defense. And offensively, there's obviously some things you want to work on, but Coach Player, I think, as you said, coaches are always looking for something to kind of point out that we did wrong. There's plenty to talk about on the offensive side of the ball.
There is, but I tell you what, I like the wrong. 2 receiver holdings.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather pull kids back than have to find a kid that'll actually put his face on somebody.
Yeah.
So that's a really good problem. There's been 3 fumbles, 1 lost. My bigger concern would be we're putting the ball on the turf.
Yeah.
We're bobbling some pitches. And I think Herbst is doing a great job of putting the tosses and pitches where they need to be. These guys have got to look at him with their eyes. You can tell they're looking where they're going to go and not securing the ball first, which is something I definitely hit. Third down conversion, though, you can't do any better than 4 or 5 in the first half on third down. That's fantastic when they're in 2 out of 3 in the red zone.
Yeah.
Red zone offense is really good. Something hidden in the game that I don't think we talk about enough a lot with high school football. They've been really impressive on special teams. 1 punt for 33 yards and then multiple kicks out of the back of the end zone. What I'm looking for, too, is when they're covering those kicks, there's some guys like Wiley Mathis. He is by the time they're catching the ball, he's at the wedge.
Yeah.
They're doing some really good things. They hit the 2-point conversion. and that swinging gate that they run. Yeah. And you love to do that early in the season because that's something that an opponent moving forward, they have to prepare for that every week. Yeah. And that's like a good 15, 20 minutes in practice they have to take out to prepare for that one play that's not the extra point. Yeah. So I think their special teams is a bright point. A bright spot for them right now.
Well, even on kickoffs. I mean, you talked about the kickoffs there during the game. I think 3 or 4 times when Gilbo was back to kick it off, he put it into the end zone. I think there was only maybe one return from Connor there in that first half. So all things considered, with the mistakes made on offense, you've got to be happy if you're Coach Blair. But, look at some of the big plays. I mean, there's the kick into the end zone where McElwee scored the touchdown. They had the interception early on. And there's been just so many just exciting big plays that when you look back at these, the way the first half played out, I think Coach Blair, I don't think they could have drew it up any better.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic start to your season. It's what your fans want to see. And as we talked about, mistakes are going to happen. It's the first game of the season. Yeah. The biggest improvement in the year typically comes between game 1 and 2 because there's so many things that once kids see them now, they go, oh, and that light bulb moment where the light bulb comes on really, really happens in those scenarios. So I think they got to be happy. One of the things that kept coming up is the poise of the quarterback and him staying calm. Herbst did a great job. There were he's put a couple tosses in some hands there in the drop. He's keeping his cool. You're not seeing him yell at guys. He's not losing his calm in those penalty scenarios. He looks very under control. He's 0 for 4 passing, and I don't see a frustrated quarterback out there, and I really like that, and that's a sign of maturity in a junior quarterback.
Well, that's what we talked to him about a few weeks ago. When I asked him, I was like, what's the biggest thing you learned in your first season as the quarterback of this team? And he was like, well, I would get down on myself, or I would get frustrated very easily last year, and I would let it show on the field as well. And you talked about it. There were a lot of things that didn't go their way offensively there in the first half. So he could have gotten down or showed some frustration, but he kept his head. Your team's got a big lead, so go to the locker room and keep things going how they are going. We really appreciate you all joining us in here on WBON TV. It is the kickoff to our 2025 coverage of the high school football season. Coming up later on, I believe, they've probably kicked off by now, Madison Southern and Madison Southern taking on Lincoln County in their game on 106.7 The Pinnacle. So that game will be coming on here shortly. Just got a text, 9 p.m. kickoff for that game. So that one will be just around the corner on 106.7 The Pinnacle. Madison Central and Connor here in our game on WBON TV. So as we step aside for another commercial break, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll let Coach run down the individual stats, brought to you by Pruitt & Sons Auctioneers, and we'll get some more scores from around the state as well on WBON TV.
How do you feel like this is going?
To some, it's just a boat. But to Jim, it's his escape from meetings, traffic, and the grind of daily life. He may not catch any keepers, but he wouldn't trade his day on the lake for anything in the world. That's why his boat is insured by Kentucky Farm Bureau. But it's not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. It's Jim's Recharge the Battery Farm Bureau. My Farm Bureau.
David Mayo, John Rader, and Chris Hornsby with Kentucky Farm Bureau.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Wings or strips?
Wings.
No, strips. Guess I gotta flip a coin.
Famous last words.
Wings and strips.
You just can't lose with the split decision meal. Only at Lee's. Famous for a reason.
Your Lee's Famous Recipe locations are proud supporters of our local Madison County high school sports teams. Have dinner tonight before the game at Lee's Berea, just off I-75 at exit 76, or swing by Lee's Richmond, 1000 Center Drive. Since 1974, Linville Insurance has proudly served our community with values that stand the test of time: family, integrity, and service. We lead with kindness, do what's right, help others, and stay informed so you can trust us with what matters most. As a proud Shepherd Insurance partner, we offer the strength of a large agency with the heart of a local one. From business to home, auto, farm, life, and employee benefits, we are your one-stop insurance advisor. Join the Linville Insurance family and experience the difference.
At Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, we make it our priority to deliver the gentle, compassionate care that you deserve from a dentist, offering single-visit restoration on crowns, bridges, inlays, onlays, and veneers with CERAC. Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry is equipped to handle all your dental needs, from surgical implant placement and restoration, teeth whitening, root canal therapy, and more. And we now have the Cone Beam 3D technology for taking scans of the jaw. For your next dental appointment, call Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at 859-985-0201.
Whitaker Bank in Madison County is your local bank for convenience. With more branches than literally any other bank in Madison County, why go anywhere else? Whitaker Bank is known for their friendly customer service and easy access drive-thrus. Whitaker Bank, your home for local, friendly, family banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back into the Galaxy Bowling Center halftime show on WBON TV. John Clark, Michael Watkins with you. Now time to take a look at the individual halftime stats, courtesy of Pruitt & Sons Auctioneers, an absolute auction online only bidding for the estate of Mike and Kathy Edison at 117 Lake Point Drive. Bidding began tonight at 6 p.m. You can register to bid at PruittAuctioneers.com and find some great stuff available on that absolute auction website. Again, PruittAuctioneers.com to get registered and to make your bid tonight. Got a couple of scores from around the area as well. Collins on top of Lafayette, 49-9 final there. Scott County leading GRC 21-6 at the half, and Highlands a 7-7 tie with Frederick Douglass at the end of 3. So a couple of scores there for you, and now we'll look at the individual stats from the first half.
Yeah, I think if we're going to start stats, we got to look at the rushing lines. Barnes is leading with 66 yards on 14 carries. He's averaging 4.6 a carry, and I'd like to know how many of those are coming after contact at some point, because he's running behind his pads. He's running hard. Herbst has been impressive carrying the ball tonight. He's averaging 8.6 a carry, which you really like to see. DeBruce is 6 carries for 25 yards, and then Compton the 1 for 4. But also you've got DeBruce and Compton both had big gains of close to 30-plus yards called back on holdings. Passing, sitting at 0 for 4. It hasn't looked in sync. It's definitely a point that is something I think they're going to want to focus on and continue to get better on. But, again, it's hard to get great at both reads and throws all going into week 1. On the defensive side, I mean, it's the guys we've been talking about all night. Reeder, McElwain, Daly, and Hairston all showing up in the backfield and around the ball all night. And, I mean, you can't watch a play on defense without seeing those guys' numbers in the pile right now.
Very impressive first half defensively for the Madison Central Indians. And as we get you set for the third quarter, we'll see if the offense can get back out on the field quickly. The defense has been doing their thing. Central will kick off to start the third quarter, and we will have it for you when we come back. Another 3-minute commercial break. So, folks, don't go away. We're live in Richmond. The kickoff of the 2025 high school football season on WBON TV and WEKY.
Orthopedic and Sport Physical Therapy will help guide you on your road to recovery.
It is our mindset, a spirit driven to excellence, to help people heal faster and better.
If you have pain or an injury, or you need experts in sports medicine, Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy is your best choice in rehabilitation, and you have direct access.
In most cases, you do not need a referral to any of our 7 locations serving the region.
Just give OSPTKY a call. Visit our website at osptky.com to find the location nearest you.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
When you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Jerry Goebel in Richmond today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
Honor, integrity, excellence. When it comes to protecting your home, rely on the experts who have served our country. At VC Veterans Contracting, our mission is to make your home feel safe. Our customers constantly rate us 5 stars for our expertise and professionalism. Trust your roof to the veterans who served. Call VC Veterans Contracting today or scan the code on screen for a free quote. VC Veterans Contracting, your roof, our mission.
The heat in Kentucky hits hard. That's why having Madison HVAC on your side is so important. Don't waste time. Schedule a maintenance check on your HVAC system and make sure it's ready to handle the constant changing of the weather that comes with living in Kentucky. Your comfort is their promise. Like Madison HVACR Inc. on Facebook or schedule your maintenance checkup at 859-625-1471. Pruitt & Sons Auctioneers have over 24 years' experience in the auction industry. Whether you're selling real estate, personal property, or liquidating your assets, Pruitt & Sons can help take your property to auction and walk you through the process. Serving all over Central Kentucky, visit PruittAuctioneers.com. And remember, Angela Pruitt for all your real estate needs as well. WBON TV, your home for high school sports all season long. And folks, after the game tonight, stay tuned to WBON TV over the air or here on your local cable system for back-to-back episodes of Forensic Files starting at 10 o'clock this evening. That's also followed by back-to-back episodes of Cheaters right here on WBON TV tonight. Central will kick off to start the third quarter, a 29-0 lead, and Peyton Kilboe has been dominant on the kickoffs here in the first half. We'll see if he can put one in the end zone again, Coach.
I'm not a betting man, but I'm betting this one ends up in the blue. What are you thinking here?
Well, I am a betting man, and I would bet that he would. So
I bet you're also going to see Wally Mathis down there in the wedge here. Look at this wedge buster.
Well, there you go. Right into the end zone it goes. Yeah, DraftKings and FanDuel love me. So here we go with the second half underway.
I was never a gambler with that kind of stuff, but I like to gamble with kids on the field and playing with play calls. Anxious to see if we see any halftime adjustments. In high school football, I mean, you could always tell how well a team is coached, I felt like, by halftime adjustments, who could make changes pretty quickly coming out the gate. And also what the players can absorb and do as well.
Yeah, and Connor showed flashes offensively, but they were unable to be consistent with it as Montgomery, again, he's been pressured all night long. It won't change here on the first play. And that one, man, almost picked off. Hairston coming up from his cornerback spot to cut the pass off and almost had a beautiful interception.
It's interesting that he's rolling out there because he could have stayed in the pocket, I felt like. I wonder if they're designing him to do that because three-man rush didn't flush him right there. Could be getting happy feet now after having some pressure.
Yeah, and honestly, he seems to throw better on the run, so maybe that could be the case.
Yeah, it could be by design. It's hard to tell. Yep.
Second down and 10. Connor with the football, and Montgomery now goes up under center. An offset eye with Abernathy in the backfield.
Great penetration by the nose.
And Central thinks they've got the football again.
Snell just put the center and the right guard back in the quarterback's lap.
Was it a fumble? A lot of substitutions coming in here. And Madison Central forces another fumble. Aiden, if we can see the replay on that.
Look at the penetration by the nose here, Snell. This is really nice.
We'll get to the replay here in just a few, but it's 1st and 10. It's at the 20-yard line. Yeah, see Coach Chapman there talking to one of his defenders. Great play made to get the football back, and Central now a chance to get a running clock early on in the third quarter.
Young sophomore getting some coaching right there, wasn't he?
Carson gives it to Barnes. Corinthian, man, I've always heard Coach dance with the girl you brought to the dance. Is that how the saying goes? And, Barnes has been the guy in the first half. Obviously, they've spread the ball around in the backfield, but Corinthian leading the charge. It'll be second down.
That's the first time I've seen anybody get under his pads the whole night.
Yeah.
He runs low, he runs hard. I mean, that's still a gain of, 3.5, 4 yards? I mean, it's...
Yeah, second down here with Herbst going up under center again. Lawson, the lone receiver to the far right.
There's that triple. That pitch.
It out. That's Compton. Quincy lowers his shoulder. It'll be first and goal. A nice pitch out from Herbst to Quincy Compton. And Compton hasn't touched the ball a ton, but, man, he has showed his explosiveness when he has had the opportunities here.
He does, and that play doesn't work if you don't have Lawson out there driving the corner out of bounds. Notice how when he catches that pitch, there's nobody in the ballpark. That's a great job by Christian Lawson on the perimeter, moving his feet and staying in front of the corner.
Lawson last year played the backup tight end role to the senior Nate Ogle, getting his opportunity here. Although they've not thrown it to him a ton, he's been the guy in charge. Barnes has been the guy in charge as well. Gets it across the goal line for another Whitaker Bank touchdown. Corinthian Barnes in for 6. His second score of the night, and the Indians a chance to put this one with a running clock the rest of the way. The extra point coming, and with 10:38 to play, it's been all Indians thus far.
I want to see post-game when these coaches get a chance to watch the film. I want a pancake count on Muncie and Burke because both of them are putting people on their back tonight.
Yeah, those two guys have been dominant on the O-line. Then you look at what Daly and Reeder have done. Those two guys have been dominant on the defensive line for Madison Central. Gilbo on for the extra point.
Yeah, Snell showed up in that backfield quite a bit from that nose position as well this evening.
Kick is up. Kick is good. Running clock in effect the rest of the way with 10:38 to play in the third. Indians way out in front on WBON TV.
It's that time of year when we are day and night driving with our kids all over. Your car never stops. At Amco Transmissions, we make sure to keep you rolling. We have the latest technology, certified technicians, and longest warranty to keep your vehicles running strong. We specialize in all foreign and domestic transmissions, drivetrain, or just general maintenance. Did you know at Amco, the average customer saves $1,800 in comparison to the dealer? And Amco has a longer warranty. Come see us at Amco Transmission for the best service and the cheapest prices around. AA MCO.
Cars of Kentucky is a proud sponsor of Eastern Kentucky University Athletics. In Richmond, we bleed maroon. Go Colonels. And when you're ready for your next pre-owned automobile, swing on over to Cars of Kentucky. Cars of Kentucky has vehicles starting at $3,000 and up, so we literally have something for every budget. 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond, or check them out, carsofkentucky.com. Let's go Colonels.
Right now is the extra points. They're on time.
Yes.
The snap to hold the kick. The kickoffs, they're working down the hash, which shrinks the field. I mean, the kicking game looks good right now.
First down and 10 for Montgomery. 4 wide. 2 receivers to the each side for Montgomery. Oh, there's the screen pass. We talked about it earlier. But the penetration that Central has got may not be a bad idea to try to sneak in a screen pass. They get it out in the backfield to number 30, that's Hernandez. Not a ton of running room. He gains 3 yards. Second down and 7 on the screen pass to begin the drive.
Yeah, screens, we used to say they were feast or famine. And the hard thing about practicing screens is no two screens ever look the same.
Yeah.
When you practice them, it's hard to set it up in practice because you just don't know how guys are going to react to what's going on.
You know, I feel like there was maybe not a screen, but there was a punt fake you ran to Walter Smith one game where he ran behind the defense. I feel like we were behind. I'll just never forget that play. Which, I mean, you had so many electric guys. Walter, you think about Carter, Tobias Storm, Nathan. There was just there were so many guys that you had up there that just were so much fun to watch. I mean, we've been blessed in this county with talent, whether it be Central, Southern, Berea, Model, doesn't really matter. We've got a ton of great athletes here in Madison County.
When I was on my way here tonight, I was talking to a former player because Southern plays Lincoln tonight. We were talking about in 2012 when we put one on Lincoln. We were talking about specific plays where we were scoring right away at the beginning of the game, and we've had some good. I was talking to Adam Simpson about that this evening, and he was a good player for us. And
third down for Connor. Montgomery, quick out pattern, and it's incomplete. He was looking in the direction of Collar. Again, Hairston there defensively. Fourth down coming up for the Cougars as we tick down here. Running clock the rest of the way. Under 8 minutes now to play in the third quarter.
It's good coverage by Hairston. I mean, if they do squeeze that in there, he's probably knocking him out of bounds before he makes the play. That's really, really tight coverage on that play. Speaking of that Southern Lincoln game, we got to shout out one of my guys, Clayton Barnes, is watching from a hospital tonight. He was an offensive tackle for us on that team. Clayton, love you, man. He was a guy we'd move around and unbalance just like they're doing with Burke. So it takes a good offensive player to be able to do that up front.
Montgomery going to punt it again with the quick punt. This one immediately takes a bounce and out of bounds near midfield. You had a lot of good offensive linemen too. I mean, Trey's, the obvious one. He had his career cut short, obviously, with injuries. But you've had even recently, Southern's had some really good old linemen.
Yeah, we had Dane Jackson.
Yeah.
Started over 50 games in high school. Justice Williams was a fantastic lineman. We had some really good guys come through up front over the years. We really did.
Yeah, Dane's family had the barbecue place. I remember.
Yeah, they still do. Yeah, they still do.
First and 10. So Central takes over on the Connor side of the field at the 48-yard line. 6:37 to play. Herbst giving some instructions.
Wishbone. First time we've seen the wishbone tonight.
Probably see some more of these young guys see some reps here in the late stages of the ball game. Carson will hand it off right up the gut.
Look at the push.
Yeah,
there's not a single body back here on the original line of scrimmage.
What a play as they hand it off to Wiley Mathis getting the handoff.
This is the best Central O-line I've seen.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, and that goes back to the experience factor. I mean, they've got big guys up front, which is important. But, man, these guys, they've been through the ringer. And last year, Burke missed a lot of time, so they had some other guys kind of sprinkle in. And you could tell it paid off. This offensive line dominating up front here in the first game of the season.
Well, what stands out to me is you don't see a lot of guys in the backfield unblocked. They're getting a hat on a hat. And that's the signs of a good offensive line. They don't have to be the biggest or best. You just have to get a hat on a hat so backs can have room to run. And there are not a lot of guys in the backfield.
Yeah. First down as they move the sticks to the 35-yard line. 5.5 remaining in this third quarter. And one thing about Camden Burke, talked to him. He was actually so I made my coaching debut this year. I coached my son's Madison County Youth Football League team. And Camden was actually my assistant. I reached out to Coach Blair, and I was like, hey,
nice.
Do you have a kid that is good with kids that would be good to be my assistant coach? And he immediately said Camden Burke, and I just fell in love with that kid. So easy to talk to, very good at talking to the kids and explaining things to them. Calling it up here is easy for me, but coaching it is a whole other ballgame.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, especially when you got 4- and 5-year-olds who'd rather push and shove and pinch than stand in a straight line. So,
yep.
Second down and 5 at the 30-yard line.
I'll tell you what stood out about them up front is knowing coming in they had senior leadership. One of the things I was looking for is what's their pad level like. And they're coming off the ball low. They're behind their pads. They're moving the line of scrimmage. I mean, this is really good signs for Central this year. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on the field on both sides of the ball.
But second down and 5. Johnson on the carry, got 5 yards. Again, some of these younger guys getting some reps here. And I believe we're going to have a timeout. Indians will take it with 4:16 to play in the third quarter. We'll step aside for 1 minute. Be right back on WBON TV.
Batteries Unlimited in Richmond has you covered with all your battery needs, plus they're your local stop for U-Haul and your vehicle key and fob headquarters. Check out their new auto detail shop, Aces Detailing, located at Batteries Unlimited. They do simple detailing with a deep, thorough clean for the inside, wash and wax options for the outside, and a deep clean of the engine bay when your ride is dirty. Check out Aces Detailing at Batteries Unlimited.
When the awful Michigan weather makes its way down I-75, you want your vehicle ready for anything. Holland Sons Auto Care knows there's no good time to break down, but especially when it's ice cold outside. So get that preventative maintenance taken care of at Holland Sons on North Keeneland Drive in Richmond. Holland Sons works on the smallest repairs all the way up to major engine work, and they can work on Chevy, Mercedes, and everything in between. So no need to take your German car up to Lexington to overpay. When Holland Sons is just off exit 90 in Richmond, call 859-626-7695 for Holland Sons Auto Care.
Second down and 5 for the Madison Central Indians as they come out with this 36-0 lead. Running clock in effect the rest of the way. We come out of the timeout, and Herbst will go up under center. He's got number 21. That is
Parker.
Bronson Parker.
That's the sophomore, right?
Took the handoff here to, I believe that's Compton who got it. Yeah, Compton pushed back. He'll lose 6 yards back to the 36-yard line. Compton going the wrong way. You know, we talked about, the offensive line coach, and I think and obviously the game's won in the trenches. You hear all these cliches about football, but it really is true. I mean, you've got to be able to block and protect on offense, and you got to be able to get to the quarterback and make them uncomfortable. Now, in high school football, you don't see it as much because there is so many. You don't see just a true drop back quarterback all the time in the game, but you do have to get to the quarterback and make them uncomfortable. And tonight, Central's done a great job on both sides of doing those responsibilities.
Yep, they really have. There's Parker.
Yeah, we got another nice carry.
It's impressive to have a sophomore come out in the opening game, and he's been on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do as a junior, senior, let alone as a sophomore. It's impressive by number 21.
Yeah, wearing that Bryant Mathis number from last year. Of course, Mathis now wearing the maroon and white of EKU. Speaking of EKU, Gage and I will be over at Eastern tomorrow for EKU Fan Day. Stop by and say hello to us, and ready to support the Colonels. They'll open up their season on the road just north of us up in Louisville next Saturday. Fourth down, they're going to give it to Parker. He was hit, broke a couple of tackles, and will pick up the first down. Man, love the grit of the young sophomore Bronson Parker, breaking a couple of tackles and moving the sticks for the Indians.
That could have been bad. Had a little penetration for the first time tonight.
Yeah.
That was a great job of him of sliding off of that and getting positive yards.
So first down and 10. Indians with the big lead. Yeah, running clock the rest of the way. 2.5 remaining in this third quarter.
Subbing a lot of the backs out now. See a lot of guys starting to sub in and out more.
Yeah, and talked about Burke's injuries last season. Got to wonder maybe how long he'll remain in the game. Want to keep your leaders and your guys up front healthy throughout the season as well. But you also want to work on conditioning this time of year.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Matheson at fullback.
Parker, yes, that is. They tried to give it to him.
And swallowed up, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's the younger brother of Bryant. Yeah, Mathis had a nice run a few plays ago. Now 2 carries, 13 yards for the younger of the Mathis brothers. Bryant had a great career here at Central as a running back, played some good defense, and he's now playing slot receiver over at Eastern. Lost a yard on the carry, so second down and a long 10, short 11 for Central as this third quarter clock winds down. 1:28 left to play. Here's Herbst, hands it off.
Nice crease there. The O-line did a great job. They're starting to fill gaps up front. Connor sent some additional guys into the A and B gaps. They did a great job of picking up penetration right there.
We'll bring up third down for the Indians here. We'll tip under a minute to play, and Central well on their way to a 1-0 start on the season. Don't forget, we are now, Madison Southern's game should have just kicked off. Jamie Boggs and John Bailey on the road in Lincoln County as the Eagles start their season in the first year under Tim Kirk, the new head coach over there for the Eagles, and another guy that you had on your staff when you were with Southern.
Really excited for Kirk. He's going to do a really good job there. He's a good football coach. Really excited for him.
And off to Colton Johnson. He'll carry a defender inside the 10 and set up a 1st and goal for the Eagles. And this third quarter clock will wind down. Madison Central looking to go on to a 1-0 record and win another Roy Kidd Bowl. Fourth quarter on the other side, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on WBON TV and
ABR Auto Recyclers in Richmond is buying your beat up and broke down cars. Have an old vehicle sitting around that you never got around to working on, or that old wreck in the backyard that you're sick of looking at? Call ABR Auto Recyclers at 859-369-5844. Not running? No problem. If you have an old vehicle, ABR Auto Recyclers wants to buy it. Get cash for your old car. ABR Auto Recyclers, 2294 Box Ankle Road in Richmond.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair. Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience. We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Co-Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store. Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come. And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Back to the action here, start of the fourth quarter. Michael Watkins, John Clark on WBON TV. And, Coach, we're coming down the home stretch here. Great start to the season for the Madison Central Indians.
It really is. Defensively, they're all over the field. I'm sitting here looking at stats, and it looks like Connor's run 31 plays for 66 yards. 1 yard rushing?
Yeah.
When you can stop the run, you can win football games. And then offensively, they're 5 of 7 on third down. Time of possession's in their favor. Just a lot of things going Central's way tonight. They look good.
So it'll be 1st and goal, ball at the 9-yard line. And Herbst go up under center. He's got a few different of the younger guys in there now. They'll give it to Davion to Bruce. Bruce picked up and put down, got a yard, and that's it. 2nd and goal from the 8 coming up for the Indians here in the early stages of this fourth quarter. You know, as a coach, you've been here in this spot before. You got a big lead. What are you telling your guys? And when do you start to maybe sprinkle in some more of these younger players?
They probably want this group to finish this drive. You want to – you've got to get that step on the throat mentality about you, and it's hard to do that. That was one of the things I thought we struggled with when we were really good at Southern is if you're not playing a whole game and then you get into a tight game where you have to play the whole game, you're not ready for it. So I like that they've got the bigs still in there right now. One of the other things in the way they run the ball and the type of run game they're running is backs finding creases inside versus bouncing. That stuff matters. They need to get this stuff on film. They need to be able to show these guys these things because I think there's a crease or two that has been missed throughout the evening as well on the inside. And the more film they get that they can teach off of, the better it'll be.
Plus, we do want to say a special thank you to all of our great sponsors this season. Go by and tell them thank you, like Jack Burford Chevrolet. Following the conclusion of the game tonight, we'll have our Jack Burford Chevrolet drive of the game, and we'll have our final verdict brought to you by Blevins Law Office. Also, a special thanks to Keenan Wiley Realtor, Keenan Wiley Real Estate, Pruitt & Sons Auctioneers, Orthopedic Sports, and Physical Therapy. You see these athletes out there on the field doing their thing. Well, the training staff at Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapy, they are on the sidelines at both the Madison Central games and Madison Southern, doing a good job of getting our athletes back out there on the field. And they can do the same for you as well. Connect with an expert physical therapist who will listen to your story, give you a personalized treatment plan that delivers long-lasting results, and will stick with you every step of the way. You can visit osptky.com to set your appointment up today. Here we go, 2nd and goal for Central. Herbst again back up under center. The 11:03 mark of the fourth quarter. Carson turns around, follows his big O-line into the end zone for a touchdown. Second of the night for Carson Herbst, the junior quarterback will tack on 6 more and another Whitaker Bank touchdown for the Indians.
He better be careful. People are going to start to think he's a dual threat back there, right? No, he looked really good running the ball. Just a little G lead, followed his fullback and guard up through the hole. It was a nice run.
Carried 3 defenders into the end zone, so it shows you the kind of strength that he has as well. The touchdown now gives him 51 yards on 6 carries, 2 scores for him, 2 scores for Barnes, and a 42-0 lead with Gilboa coming in to cap off another beautiful Madison Central drive. 11 plays, 48 yards covered, took 8 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. Man, what a drive there by the Indians.
And if I'm right, no penalties?
Correct.
Which is probably what you wanted to clean up coming out of halftime. So that drive right there is fantastic.
Yeah, still two penalties, 20 yards on the game. So
that's a really good response from the offense.
There's the PAT. 43-0 Indians, 9:46 left in the fourth on WBON TV.
You know what they say. Every great season starts with a strong lineup. Need agility? The Trailblazer cuts through traffic like a wide receiver in the red zone. Power? The Silverado handles work and tailgates like a linebacker on a mission. And if you're ready to go electric, the Equinox EV has the range to go all the way. No matter your game plan, Jack Burford Chevrolet has the vehicle that suits your drive. Stop in, suit up, and let's kick off your next adventure.
Since opening in 1972, Citizens Guarantee Bank has been there to help our customers enhance their lives and achieve their dreams. With 7 locations across Central and Eastern Kentucky today, we are celebrating 50 years of being there for the communities we call home. Citizens Guarantee Bank is now CG Bank. New name, same commitment to being there for our neighbors. CG Bank, we've been there for that. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What, you 48, Hugh? We're coming back to the action. You're talking to Hugh Davis about his age. I won't tell how old you are, Hugh. I'll take care of you. What are we doing lunch at next week? I got to owe you lunch for helping us out here tonight. Gilboa will kick things off. We are nearing the 8-minute mark here in the fourth quarter, and it's Dozier on the return. A big hole and a nice return for the Cougars. Dozier up to the 46-yard line. Finally drugged down by Nick Shanks, the freshman making a play on special teams for Madison Central.
You got a few freshmen out here tonight, don't we? It's a big deal when you're a freshman playing in your first varsity game. It's a very big deal. Congratulations to those guys.
This game obviously means so much. The Roy Kidd Bowl, after who it's named after and all the things that first down and 10. Handoff goes to Hernandez, and he's bumped around. And
a lot of penetration there by Caden Joseph, number 53. It's a really nice job by him of getting in the backfield, disrupting the play from the start. He is a freshman, it looks like, here as well.
And the thing I notice about the freshmen, too, they're not timid. When they're getting in there, they're making plays. They're not shying away from
They're
contact.
excited, man. They're trying to get seen on film. I love it.
Hernandez went off the sideline holding his shoulder, so could be an issue for Connor as they head into next week's game. 43-0, 6:52 remaining. Look to throw, pass quickly out and incomplete.
Let me guess, that's Harrison over there?
That was number 19. I think that's, it's Jonas West making a play.
Really nice closing speed. That's why I thought it was Harrison. He was really on that quick. That's a nice job by him.
Yeah, some more of these young guys getting in. West. Also, he's a junior getting in there and making a play.
Now is when you got to start. When you start subbing guys in, you're looking for mistakes, misalignments potentially. So, as the game goes on like this, coaches have to almost coach harder to make sure these guys are lined up right. See a lot of moving around going on.
Third down as quarterback Montgomery takes off. And yeah, so it's fourth down coming up. It's one thing about being in the press box, Coach. We get people coming up looking
Yeah,
for
this
their
is wild, man. I've never done this before.
So we'd be fourth down and 13 coming up for the Cougars. 5.5 to play.
Yeah,
You'll never know who'll walk in here. You know, we saw Jeffrey Kenley, former Madison Central player, got his younger brother out there. He'll play for EKU this season again. An important piece of that team.
Okay.
Fourth down, and Montgomery will look to punt it once again.
You better get that one out.
Gets it off.
That's a good punt for
Yeah,
them if they
really
can get
nice
that down.
punt.
Yep. It's the first time they've gotten much out of that tonight.
Get it down inside the 10. The Indians will take over there. Don't forget to stay tuned for the Blevins Law Office final verdict. We'll have that for you after the game, along with the Jack Burford Chevrolet drive of the game as well. So be sure to stay tuned for the post-game show brought to you by CG Bank. We'll wrap things up here from a big win on the Roy Kidd Bowl night for the Madison Central Indians.
There's some substitutions up front yet. Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've got some of the younger guys. Yeah, Lawson, he was running out there. Coach Blair pulls him back. So these young guys will come in to finish this game off with 4:25 to play. You know, Madison Central last year started off the season so hot and ended up, you know, they went 0-3 in the district, but they made a name for themselves, made some huge strides in the postseason. Had a lot of momentum that they are carrying over into the start of this year. Here's a handoff to, I believe that's Mathis. Nope. That's number 21, Parker again, Bronson Parker.
Yep.
New quarterback into the game for Central is Gavin Jones, the sophomore, getting some reps at the QB spot.
This O-line that's in there came off the ball well there on the first snap. They really did.
You know, and you look at this offense, the way that they run it, you have got to have a good offensive line. I mean, with as many times as they run, and not only do you have to have a good offensive line, they got to be in shape as well with how often they run the football behind those big guys up front.
And again, you'll notice there's some guys up front there. They're not the biggest, but they're getting a hat on the hat, and they're using leverage, and that's what matters.
Pitch out. Ball's down, and Connor may have recovered it here. Let's see. Nope, Central able to dive on it and keep possession. But it will be 3rd and long.
These varsity defensive guys, they want a shutout now. Nothing makes guys matter than when you sub them out and then you give up a touchdown late in the game. So, you know that defense is sitting there going, if it comes to it, we want to be back on the field.
Yeah, 3rd down and about 15 for the Indians. Need to get to the 19-yard line to move the sticks and keep this drive late in the game alive. 2.5 minutes to play. Jones go up under center.
Dive play.
There you go. Offensive line moving the defense out of the way. Looked like that was
Mathis.
Like you said, Atkins. Couldn't really see who the ball carrier was. Gates, can you get us a replay on that? See if we can see our guy that took the handoff for Central.
It definitely went to the fullback, which has been traditionally Parker or Mathis with this
I think
group.
It was Mathis
I think it was Mathis. He's in there right now still. Well, they're punting, but I think it was him.
So Gilboa will punt it away on 4th down.
High snap. He did a nice job handling it.
Yeah, Dozier going to go back to the 47. Man, great coverage on the special teams unit, man.
They look really good on special teams tonight. That's probably stood out to me the most. Yeah. I mean, that was what, a 30 – where did we start from there?
44-yard punt, Hugh?
Yeah, I mean –
Well, you get. Well, you can't be doing that now. You said he messed up, folks. We'll give him one shellacking for it.
They were close to flipping the field. That was pretty good backed up right there. especially off a high snap. Handled it well.
I think Gilboa's got the experience, too. Obviously, he was the punter last year, kicker last year. So he's been there before. It's 1st and 10. Connor trying to end the shutout, and good defense there. But there is
that's great coverage. Come on now.
Now. In high school, did they call
am I allowed to talk about the officials up here? Because I used to not be able to do that. Am I allowed to do that
I will tell you this. There is nobody that, when I played and when I had a very short coaching career, I coached 1 year middle school basketball, the officials and I never got along. So I will not say anything. And listen, I know they got a very tough job. I understand that. But
you couldn't pay me to do that enough. There's no doubt about it. But no, they called the penalty on it, which I don't like that call at this point in the game. And I thought it was pretty good coverage. And
do they call the face guarding in high school? I mean, I know in the higher up levels that you can't face guard, and essentially,
I think it depends on who you ask on the field, to be honest. I could never get a clear read on between that and a catchable, not catchable ball. But it's like, well, not catchable doesn't matter in high school, but I think it should.
There you go, folks.
Great win.
Madison Central will knock off Connor with their final verdict. The Blevins Law Office final verdict of the game. Then your final score, 43-0 for the Madison Central Indians. The Blevins Law Office final verdict is in. Tonight, what a victory it was for the Madison Central Indians as they are on the winning side with another victory in the Roy Kidd Bowl. And folks, when you want results that win, trust Blevins Law Office in Berea. You can like their Facebook page, look them up online. Blevins Law Office, Tracy Blevins does a great job of taking care of her clients and making sure that they get the proper results and the proper information they need from start to finish. And the final verdict with Blevins Law Office is always what you need. So 43-0 score here, your Blevins Law Office final verdict tonight. When we come back, we'll wrap things up on the CG Bank postgame show. So thanks for tuning us in, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll crown our player of the game, run down the postgame stats, and all the fun things that come with a big victory in Week 1 on WBON TV and WEKY.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
You've heard the name Chenault Vineyards, but what do you know about it? Chenault Vineyards is a place for the community to enjoy. Central Kentucky's premier event and wedding destination with 5 event venues, full-service catering, over 13 varieties of wine, live music entertainment, seasonal food options, weekly themed Wednesday night out and girls night out, trivia, murder mystery date nights, and free yoga on the point with beautiful views. Everyone can find something to do at Chenault Vineyards. Want to know more? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram or plan your night out at ChenaultVineyards.com.
We all have dreams. For some, it might be playing professional baseball like Keenan Wiley, former Madison Central baseball player, did. For others, maybe it's just dreaming of your forever home. Well, after a career of playing the game that he loved, now Keenan has another dream, helping you find that dream home. Check out the new development at Crutcher Pike Estates here in Richmond. Like Keenan Wiley Real Estate on Facebook, and let Keenan help guide you through the process of finding your dream home in Central Kentucky.
Hey! Oh my gosh, your husband is so hot. I know. No, like really hot. I know.
We've got to call Joseph's Heating and Air.
Is your AC unit not cooling? Call Joseph's Heating and Air. Your experts in fast, reliable AC maintenance and repair. They'll keep you cool when it matters most. Proudly serving Richmond, Lexington, and surrounding areas. Don't sweat it. Call Joseph's Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Gwen from Gwen's Fine Jewelers, and we would love to invite you into our family-owned business.
Select from our beautiful Valina designs, Carriza designs, or we can custom design your dream ring. Gwen's Fine Jewelers is your exclusive Kendra Scott boutique in Richmond. Special financing options available, on-site jewelry repair, and layaway. Find your dream ring at Gwen's. Gwen's Fine Jewelers, where dreams come true.
To some, it's just a boat. But to Jim, it's his escape from meetings, traffic, and the grind of daily life. He may not catch any keepers, but he wouldn't trade his day on the lake for anything in the world. That's why his boat is insured by Kentucky Farm Bureau. But it's not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. It's Jim's Recharge the Battery Farm Bureau.
My Farm Bureau.
David Mayo, John Rader, and Chris Hornsby with Kentucky Farm Bureau.
Welcome back into Madison Central High School, folks, as we wrap things up on the CG Bank postgame show. CG Bank wants you to know that you're taken care of wherever life takes you. Ask about their Kasasha cashback checking with 4% cashback on debit card purchases. You can find out more at cgbank.com. Going to wrap things up on the postgame show, and Coach John Clark joining us here this season. What a great win, and what a great start to the season for Madison Central. Obviously, things to clean up, but you start the game hot, 90-yard kickoff to get things going, and you never really look back.
Yeah, I mean, this is as good as it gets for the first game of the season. When you're subbing guys in the first game of the year, halfway through the third quarter, running clock, that's great signs. I mean, they're in a really good position, and you stayed healthy from what we can tell tonight, which really, really matters.
Yeah, and now let's take a look at our drive to victory. And tonight, our drive to victory is brought to you by Jack Burford Chevrolet. Jack Burford Chevrolet has the best in both new and used Chevrolets and other models in Richmond. You can visit jackburford.com to see the entire inventory, and the drive of the game is that 90-yard kickoff return from Jeff Hairston to get things started. What a way to kind of just put your stamp on the opening part of the game. And again, Central never looked back. They led wire to wire, literally from the opening kickoff, and a terrific victory here at home. So that's our drive of the game, brought to you by Jack Burford Chevrolet, right here on the Eastern Bypass in Richmond, across from Walmart. Visit jackburford.com to see the entire inventory. Now, we were talking in the commercial break there, Coach. A lot of really good individual stats. And when a game like this, you know, the numbers don't really pop because you're rotating guys in and out, a lot of substitutions there late in the game. You know, Barnes had a couple of touchdown runs. Herbst, a couple of touchdown runs. It's hard to pick a player of the game. But I'm going to let you look. I'll put you on the spot. I'll let you take the duties tonight for us.
Well, if I'm picking a player of the game, there are a lot. I mean, I saw some good things up front that I really like, but I've got to go with Jeff Hairston, because when you start your season off like that, I mean, literally, this is a game of momentum. We're talking about high school kids, how you feel walking off the field, how you feel getting off the bus each week. And when you start off a season with a 90-yard kickoff return untouched, I mean, you can't. I mean, you're setting the tone for the whole year there. So, and he made a lot of really good plays coming up from the secondary. I really like the way he played today, so he would be my guy tonight.
Player of the game, Jeff Hairston. He has made, I think, a name for himself of making big plays. Had the game-winning touchdown last year against Pulaski County late in that one, and he starts the season with a 90-yard kickoff return to get us started tonight, and he is our player of the game. Folks, if you are tuning us in, we really appreciate you. Don't forget, obviously with the running clock, the broadcast is going to end a little bit earlier than what we would normally expect it to. We're going to join in progress A Dangerous Profession on WBON TV, Channel 9. Don't forget, coming up at 10, we'll have back-to-back episodes of Forensic Files, followed up by back-to-back episodes of Cheaters right here on WBON TV tonight. A 43-0 shutout for the Indians in Week 1. They'll travel a long way to Johnson Central next week for Week 2. If you're watching us and you want to keep up with the Madison Southern game, the Eagles are on the road at Lincoln County. That game just kicked off about 30 minutes ago, and you can listen to that game on 106.7 The Pinnacle. If you're online, you can go to WLFXFM.com to tune in to the Eagles and Lincoln County. I guess they're the Generals, right? Lincoln County, I think it's their mascot.
I think it is.
Yeah, so they play.
I can't remember exactly. It's been a while since we went there, so.
You can correct me if I'm wrong. You go ahead. It's the Generals? I'm going to go. I think it's the Lincoln County Generals, but that.
Patriots like model.
No, it's the Generals. It's the Generals. You think it's the Patriots too, Gage? Okay, well, what Garrett says is the Patriots, that's what we'll go with. So it's Lincoln County and Madison Southern on 106.7 The Pinnacle or WLFXFM.com. What a night tonight, folks. We could not do this with all of our great staff as well. Really thanks to Coach John Clark for joining us on the broadcast this evening, and he will be with us throughout the year as well. Hugh Davis, when he's available, I will make sure he is here because having the stats tonight is so much better. We could not do any of this without the other guys as well. Gage Hill, our great producer, Aiden Mills, we got Garrett Stearns, Jacob Beck, Chris Copeland. Really appreciate what those guys did. And if you go on the WBON TV Facebook page, you could see our Gwen's Fine Jewelers shining moments. Copeland was taking some pictures for us, posting those up on the Facebook page. So an all-around great effort from all of us, and we really appreciate all of you that tuned in. Is it the Patriots? Okay, he proved me wrong.
It is the Patriots.
That's what Hugh does, though. Hugh is here to make sure that I'm right on all my things. So.
Hugh, you're the MVP in the box for me tonight. If I got to pick a player of the game in the box, it's you. Because without these stats, man, this would be tough. So you're coming every week. I'm there. You got to come, man.
Next week, Southern will be our WBON TV game. Coach Clark and I will have the Madison Central call on WEKY. So we'll see you next time, folks. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on Monday to recap all of the fun on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show on WBON TV.